Hello, it's Friday. I love me a good Friday. Hello, welcome back. I know, we're back with more David. I'm obsessed. I've gone down the rabbit hole and there's still a lot to look over. Welcome back. Hello, everyone here. Why does my StreamYard screen look weird? Okay, anyways. Hello. Hi. Let's see who's here. Welcome back. Please make sure you guys hit the like button on your way in. Please. It really sucks, you guys, because the people are being demonetized for talking about Celeste. First, it's the Epstein files, and now it's the Celeste case. They don't like it. They do not like talking about CSAM, CA, SA, anything involving littles. So I know people are getting demonetized, so it really does help if you guys can hit the like button. Please, on your way in, make sure you're subscribed. We have Laura Owens later to go down. We're down in that rabbit hole as well. We're gonna cover a couple of clips from regarding David, and then I want to go down. There's two Reddit forums that I have just like gone through, and there's a lot of videos and just information on what David has been doing this whole year that Celeste has been unalived and dismembered. So the 23rd, yesterday, was a year that the criminal complaint says from her death. So she was killed in April, dismembered in May, and found in the trunk in September. So David made a lot of music, a lot of videos, a lot of posts in that time frame, and both of these Reddits are just out of control, filled with good information. So I just want to go over those real quickly. There is also a interview that I want to watch where David is a little bit of a creep, and so I figured we'd hit that as well. So it's just kind of like a hangout. Hey, Hines. Hello, Vanjie. Thank you for being here. Patricia, Cree, everybody. Thank you, Robert, Adrian, Debbie. My true crime tells I'm obsessed too. Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot out there. Did I say Evie? Hello, Evie. Good to see everyone. Happy Friday. Hello, Junior, Jason. Celeste was beautiful and her life mattered. And I just want to reiterate again, my opinion only is I think David will, I think someone said it in the chat too, he will fight hard for this case. Or Melly, you'd be proud of me. I'm not following David with no one else but you. Yay! Thank you, Evie. That's awesome. I think he's gonna fight it, or I think he's gonna get a plea deal. Hello, Patricia. Good to see you. So I don't know. Will we get to trial? Hopefully. And also I do want to say that this was not a consentful relationship that him and Celeste had. It's child abuse. He met her when she was like 11 years old online. So I just want to reiterate that as well, because that was not a relationship. First off, let's start off with my ex. I have this post, and I couldn't agree with it more, from 𝗠𝗲𝗵𝗽. He used video games and music to collect child you-know-what rhymes with corn. He then used the same platforms to unalive a 14-year-old girl, then wrote music detailing the assault, thinking that fame would protect his ass. This guy is a child sex predator, serial killer, modern day Ted Bundy. So I thought that was an interesting post. The nerve to plead not guilty. I think he's going to plead out probably too. Hey, they're considering putting the death penalty on the table, so maybe they will, and maybe that'll be his way to get off the table. To get it off is to take a plea deal. I hope not. As much as we'd like to think we're better off with him not on earth, I think it might be worse if he's incarcerated rather than the death penalty. I don't know, but I think he should get it if they find it's necessary, the justice system. I wanted to play this clip really quick too from Kelly that posted it on X.
David here. Today I'm gonna be talking about sin and God's forgiveness.
And thank you, Patricia. Thank you for the super sticker. I appreciate it. Anything does help you guys with being demonetized and YouTube taking such a big percentage of it. And some of us do want to be boots on the ground. So anything does help. And your views and your likes help just as much.
I'm going to be reading from Romans 7:14, and it goes like this. We know that the law is spiritual, but I am unspiritual, sold as a slave to sin. I do not understand what I do, because I do what I don't want to do, and I hate what I do. And if I do what I don't want to do, I agree that the law is good. As it is, I am no longer myself who does those things, but the sin living in me. For I know that the good itself does not dwell in me, and that it's the sinful nature that dwells in me. For I have the desire to do what is good, but I cannot carry it out. For I do not the good that I want to do, but...
I wonder if I'm going to get demonetized because of that song in the background. The David Innocence crew is out in full force. I saw them on Twitter earlier today. Actually, I'm kind of glad you mentioned that, Hines. Yeah, people are thinking he's innocent and was set up. How do we feel about that? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the comments. Shout out to the replay viewers. I'm not going to play the rest of that clip, I don't think, because of the music. I think that might flag YouTube. It's just so lame. He's so weird. Hello, Edith. Yeah, he is. He's really weird.
The evil that I don't want to do, this I keep on doing. Now, if I do what I don't want to do, it is no longer I who did it, but the sin living in me that does it. And this is Paul talking about his struggles with sin and how he cannot overcome that overwhelming urge to continue to do wrong, although he knows right from wrong and good and bad.
Yeah, that is very creepy.
I feel like we all have a moral compass, and that moral compass will always lead us to the good option, but sometimes the bad option is easier. You take that easier route. It's a cop-out. You don't have to deal with the consequences of your sin by sinning. And personally, for me, I used to struggle a lot with lying, and lying is the easiest thing to do. It's the easiest sin to commit, and the devil is a liar, and he can alter your thoughts. The difference between God and the devil is the devil never knows what you're thinking. God always knows what you're thinking, but the devil doesn't know. He can never know what you're thinking in your head because he's not all-knowing. But what he can do is manipulate your thoughts and continue to plant these seeds that, oh, if you do this, it's so much easier. You have no consequences. You will never have to deal with that part. But when you come into Christ, you have to notice that God is the truth. And no matter what the consequences is, you have to kind of separate yourself from the sin completely and kind of accept.
He's just talking about himself here. He's telling on himself right now, right? Exactly. Don't get me wrong, innocence until proven guilty. Just weird people have already gone full force till on innocence. Yeah, no, I saw a bunch of people that were saying that he was set up, which I don't think is the case, honestly.
You have to
clearly not. He's the one being. I don't think that's the case. I think he was heavily involved with Celeste, so I do think
continue to accept.
But he's innocent, I guess, until proven.
What you're doing is wrong, and then there comes repentance. After that is turning around and not continuing to dwell in that sin. And I feel like people are so used to relapsing, no matter what the sin is, and they think that God is not going to forgive them again because of how much wrong they've done and how shameful they feel. And that's not the case at all. I feel like people need to understand that God is forever loving and he's forever waiting for you to turn back to him. And he's not going to force himself on you. He's not going to be like, oh my goodness, I have to grab him and bring him back. He'll wait for you to make that realization and come back to him yourself. I'll tell you guys a story. I had a friend whose girlfriend continuously broke his heart and was continuously doing things that he knows that she'll keep doing, and he'll keep on having to take her back.
He acted alone, says Kat Randall. I don't think so. I think some people must have got a deal. He's trying to justify his actions.
Back because that love is so strong, and she'll keep promising and promising and promising that she'll change, but she never changes. And he'll be at the verge of breaking up with her and leaving her, and then she'll be like, wait, can you please wait for me? I'll change. I promise I'll change. I'll change soon. I'll fix these problems. And he'll be like, okay, maybe I do have this faith that you will change, so I'll stay. Even at my own expense, I'm the one being hurt. I'm the one getting my heart broken. I'll stay because that love I have for you is so strong. And sometimes I wonder,
I don't know, will they use his lyrics and all his stuff? I don't think they need to because some of that Celeste song too, I didn't even know when that was made actually. I'm gonna stop that clip there because I think I'm gonna get flagged for that music. But I'll post it in the description. I think that they don't need to use his lyrics or anything like that. I think that they have enough with the CSAM on his phone. This next post that I wanted to share with you guys is David's producer asking him, are you still dating that minor? This one is all over the Reddits as well, but I got it on X. So let's pay close attention. This probably has music too. I'll probably have to edit out, but that's okay. I don't mind. Let's watch this. It's just a couple of seconds.
Ryan, is it Whitaker?
If it's fucking farm boy, I'll beat the shit out of it.
Freak out.
Are you still dating that minor?
Oh, in the background, are you still dating that minor?
I love him. Ryan, is it Whitaker?
If it's fucking farm boy, I'll beat the shit out of it.
Freak out.
Are you still dating that minor?
I love him.
He said, are you still dating that minor? I guess I'd want to see who's talking, but allegedly it's David's producer asking him, are you still dating that minor? That's really creepy. What are people saying? Where is this from and how do you know that's his manager? It's a David Snark page. Okay, the next clip I want to play for you guys is from News Nation. This one has Steve Fisher on there, so I wanted to show this one really quick. It's just a couple of minutes long, so we don't miss any of the top news breaking on the case.
Steve, back to you. Other information, because I understand you allegedly have proof that David was allegedly involved with other minors.
Yeah, and I've brought that up before. So this wasn't a big surprise when Beth said the word child porn 3 or 4 times today, and she was really, I agree with Mark, there's a lot of posturing going on here, and she was really trying to get that out there. But I have another minor that I've been in touch with for months that sent me photographic evidence of her and David at the rental house, and which was an illegal relationship.
Do you know if that's part of the case or going to be part of the case?
I don't know. They've been turned. I can tell you that the photos have been turned over to law enforcement. She's talked to law enforcement. I don't know if that's part of the case or not. They are going to be very protective of.
So remember, we were talking about this yesterday, that there was other victims that were speaking out online, and Steve Fisher has proof that there's other victims.
The imagery, they made that clear.
Steve, by the way, are people coming forward?
Jesse, let me just.
Well, Mark, just stand by for 1 second. Mark, just stand by for 1 second. I just want to follow up one thing with Steve here. Are people coming forward to you, Steve, with more information about David since he's been arrested and charged?
Yes, yeah, there is. There have been, and a couple of people had indicated to me that they would have something to say if he was arrested. They were nervous about him and people in his orbit, and they're more comfortable now. They still don't want to go public, but they're willing to talk to law enforcement.
I mean, they're coming to you and then you're delivering that information to law enforcement, or they're speaking to you and law enforcement?
I'm connecting them in certain cases. Yeah.
Mark, over to you.
Look, to Steve's point and your question, whether they're going to bring that in, the pretext that they would use, the prosecution would use, is we're going to show that this is what's so-called 1101 modus operandi evidence. That's why it's important that we've got to try to get in the child porn evidence. The reality is it was nothing more than a way to slime him in the setting where there is basically litigation privilege, and they're pushing back. The prosecution, as expected, is pushing back hard on.
I'm dying to know what they have on him. I really am. How long they've known about this and when he started being wiretapped. I need to know.
The defense, because the defense did not waive their right to a speedy preliminary hearing. This is all orchestrated kabuki theater on behalf of the prosecution. They are not going to put their preliminary hearing on next week if they can help it, unless
Mark,
that's not happening.
You could be 100% right. That could 100% be the strategy. But if this preliminary hearing does happen, right, and this is very different than a grand jury, right? This is it came out in the hearing this week that they wiretapped him for a period of time. Thank you, Psycho. Good to see you. Appreciate and love you. So yeah, I bet it was after they found the body. Not one-sided, closed door. Defense has an opportunity to challenge the prosecution's case. It is a low burden to, prove that there's probable cause here to support the charges, that there's sufficient evidence. When you listen to, they say they have 40 terabytes of data that they're going to be turning over. We didn't get a full analysis today of all the evidence they have and all the potential cooperating witnesses. Do you feel differently about how the prosecution, about their chances at a preliminary hearing, or the strength of their case, or what we can expect there?
Look, I say this, sometimes judges smile, other times they get mad at me. Probable cause proceedings in the County of Los Angeles have devolved into whether your client is breathing. That's the standard of probable cause. It used to be a way to weed out weak cases. That has long left the building. Probable cause now is such a low standard that virtually anything works. The problem is, from the prosecution standpoint, they have been singularly secretive about this case, going to the point of shutting down the
Thank you for watching.
Again, that's a lot of a lot of data. And you know what? I bet it was maybe they were wiretapping him after because they found a body in his trunk. If they weren't, they had already been investigating him allegedly, maybe from someone reporting him online. This clip dropped this morning and I wanted to make sure we covered it as well. She is an actress who played the girlfriend in one of David's music videos, and she's giving her, I guess, opinion about this whole David thing. So let's watch it. It's a 2-minute clip. This was just released today. I'm sure we'll see it on the Reddits. I'm with him. As long as you're breathing, you could be charged. He's a monster. A monster.
Hey everyone, my name is Cassidy Clark. I was in the Here With Me music video when I was 18 years old, and I'm going to talk about it. I submitted for the job via casting networks and I got casted. It was a 12-hour shoot, very low pay, non-union job. I met David's whole family. His whole family was there because he was a minor at the time. I was 18, he was 17. And when you're a minor working on set, you have to have your one guardian present, but his whole family was there. I met his younger sister, who is probably now around the same age as Celeste would be. And he has a younger brother as well. During the shoot, I played his girlfriend, and that was that. We followed each other on Instagram just for the sake of, oh, you shot with me for 12 hours. We might as well follow each other on Instagram. We honestly didn't really get along that well. I would say I'm pretty outgoing, and we just really didn't click. If anything, I felt like I was kind of bickering with him, but that's besides the point. The reason why I'm making this video is because I've gotten quite a few messages of people asking me if I have anything to do with this, if I know what's going on. And I just wanted to put an end to it. I do not associate with David by any means. I'm an actor. I literally have nothing to do with him. I did it for a job. I did it for a check. I didn't know who David was. I don't follow him on Instagram anymore. I'm going to remove him as a follower. And I think that he deserves even more than what's happening to him right now. He's a monster, and I do not associate with him by any means. I'm not making this video to make this about me. I'm making this video to put an end to my association with David. Like I said, I've been getting countless amount of messages, comments, stuff like that. I know this video is going to get the same thing, but at least I'm saying I don't associate with David, and all justice to Celeste Rivas and her family.
I can respect that. You know, she did work with him. So I bet a lot of people are wanting to say that, but a lot of people that knew about it, you know, stayed quiet. So there's that. That was someone that worked with him as a girlfriend in a video. Oh wow, she's putting this out there. Yeah, I know. So I respect that, but let's move on. Okay, we're getting into, there's 2 Reddit forums that we're going to kind of go into, and then we'll watch a long crime segment, a little bit of it, and then a David interview. So this one, I wanted to just kind of go by a few things that I thought were interesting. You don't want to be called a pedophile for being a pedophile, so you make yourself into a pedophile murderer because that's somehow better for you, which is true. We did talk about that before. This is what I wanted to show you guys. Allegedly, this is Celeste's brother who made... Good question. I want to know what's up with Neo. I think Neo spilled the beans. I think Neo said something. Remember, there was 3 investigative grand juries, if that's what you call them. 1 in the fall, 2 in the fall, 2025, and then 1 in February of 2026. Remember, he was arrested as well. So maybe he provided some information. Do we blame Neo, though? Like, yes, I blame him for not speaking out earlier, but I wouldn't blame him for speaking now. I don't think that makes him a snitch. It's crimes against a child. So it is what it is. But this is, I believe, from Celeste's brother, posted, "All pedophiles and rapists should die, period." And I'm just wondering, maybe the family didn't know what was in those autopsy findings. I would be surprised, right? Because I think they shared it with the family. I thought it said that in the autopsy. I'll have to review it. I'm posting a video, but he posted this, so he's being very vocal, or maybe just now he's wanting to say something. Yeah, did Neo turn state's witness? Spilt the beans. I'm going to listen working. Thanks for covering. Yeah, thanks for being here, Tricky. Face of a man who knows his life is over. Ugly David. I heard there was a really dark energy in that courtroom, which I'm not surprised. Okay, this is who we just watched. The girl was a girlfriend in the Here With Me music video. So go and watch that because I can't play it. So pedos don't last long in prison. We talked about this. Remember the bloody shirt video? He made a music video like the day after he killed Celeste, allegedly, with bloody shirts. Custom 𝗍𝗲𝗄𝗎 bloody shirts. So just so you're familiar, 𝗍𝗲𝗄𝗎 is his alter ego, and he's a killer. So it's like a killer alter ego named 𝗍𝗍𝗄𝗎. And 𝗍𝗍𝗄𝗎 dies. He does in one of the music videos. So there's a lot here behind reading, between the lines. They're actually saying that the person that said that was David's brother. Oh, it was David's brother. And I've seen that in a couple other. Oh, I like him. Oh, it was David's brother? Not. That's interesting. We'll have to go back and review that on here. But this is creepy. The shirts, the alter ego. I wanted to share. This is a cute little memorial for Celeste. She loved Hello Kitty. He was bragging throughout his music. Yes, that song, "Oh Celeste." And don't forget, David's parents took him out of school when he was young and he was homeschooled. I wonder if they will expose why David had to be homeschooled. That's a good point. I wonder if that'll come out. I'm sure it will. This person says, everyone that knew about David and Celeste needs to be brought to justice. I'm talking about every person who was close to David and knew about what was going on has to be punished. They're just as guilty as David is. They need to be brought to justice as well. It's absolutely insane to think that several people could have known what was happening this whole time and did nothing to stop it or even report it to the authorities. So I wanted to read that one because I figured it'd help open up conversation, what you guys think. So when he was at Coachella, where was Celeste? Exactly. David's brother turned on him. Really? Because he also got subpoenaed, I remember. We did go over the ME report in full detail. I read the whole thing on 2 lives ago. So if you're interested in that, listen to the whole thing. I'm gonna be dropping a clip about it later too. But she was missing her ring finger that had David tattooed and her pinky finger. And she was missing her eye globe, was not present. You know, the wounds on her hands were, it says possibly 2 more abrasions not counted in total. Defensive wounds? Dismemberment aftermath, 11 segments, 8 cuts. That's a really good diagram. How beautifully broken. Eye was missing. Yeah, I thought that maybe they took it. Someone took her eye, but I think it was from decomp. But I do want to know where the fingers are. That is very disturbing. Where are Celeste's fingers? This is pretty brutal, man. We covered this in depth. You know, that had to have been a bloody mess. 11 segments, 8 cuts. There were 2 young girls who sat next to investigators at the hearing today. We are going to play the law and crime segment in just a second. I want to review it with you guys. The unreleased song Celeste is very haunting. I have played that, I believe, in previous lives. I think I got demonetized, but go eat your heart out because I believe I have played it for sure. But the song is, I did read to you guys the lyrics as well. This post says lyrics are scary behind the context. Only love me when I'm undressed. She looks gorgeous in that dress. Tattoo of my name across her chest. Like damn creepy shit. I've come across claims that there may be at least 3 underage victims connected to David, though I understand that's still unconfirmed. Does anyone know if law enforcement was already investigating him prior to Celeste's death, or did these allegations only come to light afterward? Sources would be really appreciated. Good question. Hello, Roxanne. Good to see you. The bugs got her eye. Yeah, I think so. It's scary because you never know who people are. I was doing some browsing on Instagram to check for what he was up to around the date of Celeste's approximate death. It's truly crazy and puts a weird feeling in my stomach to think if in another timeline he did all of these awful things and not a soul ever found out, he would have continued on the same way and nobody would have known. His career even started to really push it right around that time. New album, tour collabs, because before all this came out, I was a casual listener to his music and maybe tuned in to see his post every once in a while, and he seems so relatable and likable. I beg to differ. I guess unless you're into that dark shit. Uh, okay, we've seen the report of him being locked up. We know that he's in the same jail, I think, as Nick Reiner, correct? Interesting. Finally, now I can sleep good tonight. I'm not scared of you anymore. That's what you get for threatening me, piece of shit. So I believe this is Celeste's cousin. But like usual, I am ignored. I warned her. Sent a TikTok. They better go visit her grave or I'll haunt them forever. Me laughing, knowing soon enough I'll be pulling the switch on David's B ass. This is why they keep you around, for you to make them money. Who is this? I hope you rot in jail for the rest of your life, the rest of your miserable life, you ungrateful SOB. Oh, that was Celeste's cousin named Wendy. So what does she mean by threatening me? David's music is garbage. Yeah, I'm not a big fan. Hey, Shoddy. In my experience, people can only hide who they truly are for 6 months, and the crazy comes out sooner or later, right? Right, he seems creepy and annoying. If this is her cousin, I want to know what she means by threatening. And again, we all want to know, how did they find out about David? Who turned him in? Who's the other victims? Did they go to the police? There's going to be a lot here we need to know. So when do we start talking about how Interscope is profiting off Celeste? This is why I like Reddit, because people just talk all this shit, which is actually very true. The spectacle the media has created plays into Interscope's hands in a way that's disgusting. The more times David is mentioned as a killer artist who wrote hit pop songs about his victims and his plans, the more people will go back to his YouTube and his DSPS, putting more money in Interscope's pocket. I did say that yesterday. I said, oh, I would hate to play his music, but I believe his album 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 came out April 25th, 2025. So allegedly he killed her, was it the 25th? What was yesterday? The 23rd, the 23rd. So he dropped an album titled 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 2 days after Celeste was allegedly unalived by him. Yeah, it was released April 25th, 2025. And I have read some of the names to you guys of the songs. One of them is You Left Me First. The other is Invisible String Theory. Another one is This Really Love? Where Did It Go Wrong? One More Dance. Was that the one? Where he puts a body in the trunk in the video. There's one titled Ghost and one titled Afterlife. So very creepy song names. This is actually very true. The spectacle the media has created plays Interscope's hands in a way that's disgusting. Yeah, the more times his music. In 5 years, when the dust has settled, I can almost guarantee we will see true crime and further sensationalism that will pay Interscope for years to come. They should delete his music from all platforms or be forced to pay a majority percentage to the family for restitution. I can actually get behind that. I really can. And think of it like that. But yeah, they are making money. Okay, this was also very interesting. Pictures of David. Oh. I do have a complete timeline. We have gone over it before, but we can maybe go over it again on the next slide, because there's probably, people who are newer to the case too want to know. Yeah. He has like band-aids on his finger, so people were saying like, we wonder if that had anything to do with What are they saying here? Around the exact date Celeste Rivas Hernandez was to believe have been unalive, David had lost quite a few piercings, including 2 snake bite piercings under the lip and a single nose piercing, and was covering his hand with a glove and also had a Band-Aid on his finger on his nose in the spot he lost the piercing. I think this could be potentially from holding a weapon and also defense wounds she inflicted upon his face. As for the scratching or scratches that would also be there if that had happened, I am speculating he waited until they healed more to post, or is he wearing makeup? It's a definite possibility. Interesting. Here's his mugshot. We've seen that a couple times. Thank you, Jay Warren, for being a member for 4 months. It is appreciated. Such a horrific case out of Hollywood. I know. Sociopath. When did they get access to the phone? Why would he not destroy it? LOL. Did they confiscate it prior to arrest or something? He better have 0 fans now. This one says, if Celeste was dismembered on May 5th, 2025, and the stream was on July 4th, 2025, then Celeste were likely in the front of David's Tesla in the garage. This would make sense because the car didn't get moved until July 29th, where people visiting David's house potentially smelling the decomposing body of Celeste for months. Whoa. That is not cool. Let's play this video. Yeah, we'll play that video. Disturbing. He's so disgusting, sicko. I'm so happy that he was finally arrested. Yeah, we're gonna watch that clip. I haven't seen it, but let's watch it. It's probably disturbing.
No, you may not know I do body language analysis and also just language analysis to explanation here. And I'll put a link to the full video on the notice how David's a little fake twerking. It's the only one in that.
We go on road trips, like she's in the backseat, like low key. Backseat. I'll be there too, bro. Some driving. You're
So that little conversation about the backseat, you know, there's this whatever you would call it, this theme of being in the backseat of someone's car, it implies something sexual. And you heard Neil say, low key, I would be there too. Because there's a
Neo's in this video.
Sexual relationship between him and David. And when it's because I believe it.
Is this Asia as well? Didn't she have a thing with him? I thought she did.
David? No. Who's that? Let me know when to call her. What was that reaction? No. Oh, dude, it's so passionate.
Like an alias, make a whole different like genre of music to see if you can blow up again.
Okay, right. Freaking.
Your rapper name? Big D. Big D's good. That's a good Big D.
I pretend that I don't love you.
I can't. Well, I can try. You know, oil farming low key. Am I? I got water. Got a lot of water. That's not water. Got a lot of water. So much water. That's not. It's water.
I don't think he's entertaining.
You notice the girl wiping her nose to that bath.
That's water.
So that's Celeste that they were.
I doubt if he had people over like this, I doubt that the body was in the house. Had to have been in the car. somewhere else. Neo will flip on him and testify for the prosecution. Yeah, I think Neo is a massive player in my opinion.
Off the it's like one girl.
You got drugs? Oh, wait, let me empty out my pills here.
She said it's her Dayquil. You could.
Oh, she don't mind. I love pills. You put.
I have a lot of pills.
Oh, Neil's turn back.
Fuck you, bro. I'm looking for your packing, bro. Go fuck yourself. I don't even get paid, guys. I'm not even getting paid for this.
It sounded like he said, "I'm low key your," and they did say that, you know, they're.
What the heck?
Oh yeah, exposure. That's the way my bathroom smelled. I took a shit there like 2 hours ago.
I don't care. I just took a shit.
He said, "I want to apologize for the way my bathroom smelled. I just took a shit in there like 2 hours ago." Now,
Wait, is it that what it is? Or is it the body?
so what? Normally visit his.
Type shit. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
I had to go.
There's some sick people out there. Like Neo is looking like he's so offended about them talking about, you know, using the.
Neo is. Who else finds him disturbing?
Oh, so it's probably something you don't know either.
I've never seen the
Live in a
video of the bathroom. That's
I don't know
funny.
why his.
We're about to leave soon.
Everybody is dressed.
We're all chilling, bro. We gotta go.
There's no light.
We gotta go. We gotta go. Asia's slaying with that belly button ring. Hey.
Hey, one funny way.
Yeah, that's Asia. I think she was a girlfriend. It's a lot we don't know, which is scary. Or someone who had a thing with him. Maybe I'm wrong.
We might need to put it on once we get that, like maybe.
So I'm gonna fast forward a little bit.
Whoa, David. No thanks. No thanks. Put your shirt down. Yucky. Okay, so this is why I like Reddit. Hey Jason, good to see you. Because Reddit shows you videos that I've never seen in my life. Okay. Hi Nicola, good to see you. Let's go back. R.I.P. Celeste. This guy's one sick person. She was a baby effing weirdo, said Ryan Garcia, the boxer. When will his music be taken down? David and Celeste together, straight from Celeste's Instagram. Huh? Let's watch this. Oh. Was one of her Instagram accounts. She had a few. That is disturbing. There's no sound. Oh, wow. Oh, that's the finger that she's missing. If that's hers, right there. That's the one he allegedly cut off with the pinky finger. So disturbing. What? Because remember, he left the sh on her finger, but he didn't leave the name. He took her finger for evidence. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. How disturbing. Yeah, you know, I'm not a big fan of his stuff, really. Just looking at this, I'm like, what the hell? My thoughts on Afterlife, the song. I'm not a sleuth. I don't really buy into it. I think a lot of it is disrespectful to the family of Celeste. However, one thing stands out to me is in the Withered album was the song Afterlife. After re-listening to it a couple times, I'm almost convinced that this is a dream duet with Celeste. I think he's almost singing on her behalf. The beginning of the song starts in a perspective of David, but as the song continues, it's almost like they're transitioning perspective back and forth. Almost as if it's a feature. What are your thoughts? Okay, we'll have to listen to that. I wanted to also go, I saw this one too. Who remembers David's stream all giddy about his knife? This is the knife that I wonder if he did something with. You guys, what the hell? Excuse me? I'm disturbed by this post. Yeah, for educational purposes only. I don't know, that's disturbing. Rehab MV, has anybody tracked down the animators from the scenes? Because he did include this guy was the effing corporate idiot. She was a sacrifice for his fame. Well, these are some anime shots from one of his music videos. Look at this one. Creepy. Hey, Asa, good to see you, love. Thanks for being here. Look at this one too. His art is very telling. You know what I mean? Very. Look at this part in his video. The anime, the monster cuts her arm off. Was he literally telling on himself? So creepy, right, Winks? Hey, Justice Jane. Yeah, I know. I'm screaming, but I don't want to scream in your ear. What the hell is this? Yeah. I don't know, guys. Look at this. I know, justice for sweet Celeste. I'm so sad about that autopsy report. These are disturbing as hell. That one is disturbing as hell. Yeah. Someone said, has anybody tracked down the animators from the scene? What is on his palm? TikTok, April 24th, 2025. It's around the time he unalived her. He said, my album is out. Ho. Let's effing go. He did was telling on himself. Those lyrics are telling as hell. Oh, someone else posted the pictures of his fingers, maybe from chopping her limbs off. I mean, that sounds brutal, but it is what he did, you guys. Let's not sugarcoat it. I know YouTube doesn't like it, but he groomed her, raped her for years, and then unalives her and then dismembers her body. No bail. This one is, a hearse has arrived at David's opening night of the Withered tour. So the album comes out. He drops Withered 2 days after Celeste's death, after he kills her. And then he has, yesterday we covered part of the video, the props. And then here, look at, a hearse arrives at David's opening. All the red flags and all the signs were there, and we didn't have any idea. I'm so glad they got him. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. I think he overrated his star power. TMZ update, David's legal team is getting Jewish hate mail. Some nasty folks are going after the lawyers defending David in his murder case, and they're going so far as to flood his defense team with horrendous emails wishing the worst simply because they are Jewish. TMZ's got a hold of one of the piece of hate mail sent to David's defense team, and it's just a taste of some of the Jewish hate that David case is drumming up. Here's the full email. With the recent shocking news about the crimes D4VD, okay, can we get over this name? It's dumb as hell, first of all. I didn't know about this mail thing. About the crimes David committed on a 12-year-old girl. It sickens me that your law firm would pick up this case and defend such a filthy human. I'm not surprised you're all Jews. The only race that puts money above all morals and will go to the pits of hell for $1 doesn't end there. Oh, wow. I'm also not surprised your law firm also defended Prince Andrews, another Hollywood pedo. Oh my gosh, these people are like really mad. Data is charged with murdering Celeste, who was 14 when her body was found. The medical examiner says she may have been murdered. Yes, we know that. People are angry at the lawyers. Not good, not good. I don't condone, them being threatened, but I mean, leave the lawyers alone. This isn't okay either. I agree. I was just going to say, I'm all for it, but not for it to be another crime. You know what I mean? I showed you guys this yesterday, but we can see it again. Remember, someone on February 26, 2024 says, waiting for LAPD to get your ass for messing with a 13-year-old girl. So a lot of people knew. We watched this clip earlier. Steve Fisher talks about New Nation, about other victims. So yay us. We watched her clip as well. David and Celeste with a blue wig. They were using like a filter, I think. Or maybe that was a blue wig from his props. How creepy. He posted this on his Instagram on July 6, 2025. After he dismembered her. Wow. Not cool. Absolutely not cool. We are gonna look at his IG too. I have I pulled it up because I wanted to see like what he was doing too at the time. So that's really good. Sad. She was just a little girl. Yesterday was 1 year that Marks and Celeste passed away. At peace, it says. They found a ton of child you-know-what on his phone. We've already covered that. Killed her April 23rd, dismembered her May 5th. We talked about this yesterday as well, where we said, where the hell did he put her body for those 2 weeks? Appreciation post for Beth. I'd be standing proud for Celeste too. This is Beth Silverman, she one of the prosecutors? D4VD will be written down in history as the dumbest criminal of all time. Him having a secret girlfriend who wasn't even a secret with how much photos and videos he posted hinting about Celeste's existence, plus the voice message at the end of his songs, "You left me first and where'd it go wrong?" Insanely scary and stupid. Don't send hate to Caleb, David's younger brother. Me and him had some conversations back when he was a kid with a pure heart. He doesn't condone David's actions. If anything, he's against it. So if y'all could not send hate. This one says, so David has been removed from Interscope Records. Was he removed? He also claims he's innocent, but during investigations, he didn't cooperate with authorities. And his family didn't cooperate either. Remember, his family didn't want to show up to the grand jury. So Interscope did drop him? Yes, report indicates that Interscope Records and its imprint darkroom quietly dropped D4VD. Oh, in late 2025. Is that like for sure, for sure? Quietly dropped by label and song collabs are pulled. Yeah, I can get behind that. Rest in peace, pins given to his VIP at the concerts. Rest in peace, sleep well. This is the type of stuff he was using at his concerts after he dismembered Celeste, you guys. Let's keep that in mind. Look at 𝗍𝗲𝗵𝗶𝗽. Remember I told you who 𝗍𝗍𝗵𝗶𝗽 was? He's his alter ego. He represents pain, the translation of 𝗍𝗍𝗵𝗶 in Japanese. Inspired by manga and anime, the agent of chaos. Characterized by a blindfolded man dressed in anime-inspired moody aesthetics. David described 𝗍𝗍𝗵𝗶𝗽 as an evil version of himself and the main antagonist in his project, a murderous alter ego designed to represent the physical manifestation of emotional pain. Weird. Yeah. Okay, we have seen this one before as well. Even if Celeste was pregnant when she was killed, this still bothers me, which we know she wasn't. Or are they not allowed to say that? No, I don't think she was. But this says someone on the Discord that's now been deleted. It says at D4VD, are you happily married or single? He responds on July 11th, 2024 at 9:31 p.m. Me and at the deleted user got a kid on the way. Yeah, I don't know who. Allegedly, it says that that deleted user was Celeste. I wanted to go over this. This is a really good post. Let me see if I can open it. Open the whole thing on the actual website. Yeah, okay. So it says what happened to Celeste Rivas, multiple penetrating injuries. I thought it was interesting. Let me share the screen. What pisses me off is the cops didn't do anything when they said she first went missing. Allegedly, yeah, allegedly the family had reported it. Now, I don't know if that's how accurate that is, but I mean, I believe them. I believe the family. Was she pregnant and behind on the case? They say she was not, but who knows, you guys? It could have happened before then. So it says pre-murder phase 1, 1:35 a.m. Label confirmed live online activity, earliest possible arrival window for Celeste. Crime occurred after this point. Piano collab TikTok with Emilio Piano. This timestamp reflects Emilio's published time, not necessarily David's activity on April 23rd collab. 5:53 p.m. Is this really love? TikTok posted, possibly filmed same day, unconfirmed. If this was filmed on April 23rd, this places David active and functioning normally that late afternoon. This is like a mini timeline. 7:20 p.m. Instagram post, new song promotion, plus TikTok share, most reliable back online marker, outer boundary of crime window, totally confirmed window, 1:35 a.m., 7:20 p.m. Time of death unknown per 𝗵𝗍 report. David and Celeste had broken up. She threatened to expose him and go to the police. Theory is that David lured her back with intent to silence her and protect his career. Stomach absent, no food, contents absent, no food, no pill fragments. Crime likely occurred shortly after arrival before any meal. Setting, face-to-face, close quarters, confined space, kitchen, hallway, not far from behind. They were facing each other when it happened. Ooh, that's brutal to think about. Hey, Frenchie Mama, good to see you, love. Yeah, it's a very personal crime. Remember, I was saying I think that's one of the most disturbing ways is to dismember someone. Taylor Shabizz did it. I mean, we've heard a lot of true crime cases that happen that way, but ooh, poor Celeste. And they say she suffered. Celeste 5'2", appeared healthy and age appropriate in photos. David notably short, similar waist height, consistent with horizontal blade wound geometry. Wound number 1, right abdomen, fatal. Width 3/4, depth 1.5 inches, blade horizontal direction, front to back. Forward horizontal punching thrust, waist height, blade sideways. Attacker directly in front. Penetrated liver, causes massive internal hemorrhage, fatal wound. So the wound to the liver is what caused her slow to painful death. And I like this timeline because it's, layman's terms. Wound 2, left and lower chest, 9/16 of an inch is a width. 2 inches depth, direction left to right, rib cracked. Delivered as Celeste turned right, left side now exposed, significant force, crack adjacent rib, cortical bone, entered chest cavity, left lung intact. Oh, R.I.P. Celeste. I am so sorry this happened to you. This is brutal. We've listened to the autopsy. I know. But it's never easy. You know what I mean? Okay. Face-to-face, attack sequence theory. 1, close range confrontation. David delivers wound 1, horizontal forward thrust, right abdomen, blade sideways at waist height. 2, she turns right. Celeste reacts, turns right, trying to flee. Left side rotates towards David. Wound 2 into now exposed left chest. Ribs are cracked. 3, back exposed. Multiple stab attempts into back as she turns away. Visible in back tube top holes and black skin defects. Less effective due to back muscle and rib resistance. So this timeline is basically based off of the ME report. 4, she fights back. Multiple linear abrasions confirmed on right dorsal hand, back of hand facing blade, palm inward. Multiple separate marks indicate she blocked multiple blows, not just one. Each linear mark represents a separate blade contact. She deflected several incoming strikes aimed at her upper body, most likely her face or neck, at unknown points during the attack. The exact timing relative to the wounds is unknown. This was not passive. She actively and repeatedly defended herself throughout. That's interesting. 2 to 5 minutes unconscious, dual hemorrhage, liver and chest simultaneously. At 71 pounds, blood pressure collapses, accelerated significantly, no medical intervention. 5 to 10 minutes, death. Internal hemorrhage, no weapon recovered, no neck trauma, no skull fracture. She was 14 years old and she fought back. Left ring, pinky fingers missing. Left 4th and 5th fingers amputated, not recovered at the scene. Whether cut during attack, a grab defense, or during later dismemberment is forensically unclear. If during attack her left hand was actively fighting, if during dismemberment likely targeted to destroy ring evidence, possible tattoo, and fingernail DNA. Oh, that makes a really good point. I didn't think of that, where her fingers missing because she was fighting back. But again, it had his name. Sick. That child fought for her life. I know, you guys. This is why I wanted to share this with you, because I'm like, holy moly. Post-murder. Murder, April 23rd, 2025. Dismemberment, May 5th, 2025. 12 days, body kept intact, premeditation indicator. Right upper arm, 9 inches from shoulder is where she was dismembered there. Left upper arm, 6 inches from shoulder. I can't read that. Asymmetric, sized off. Asymmetric, left arm, 5th finger, separately amputated, not recovered. Right leg cut in 2 places, 12 inches from the top, 10 inches from the heel. Left leg cut in 2 places, 9 inches from the top, 15 inches from heel. Blue plastic fragments embedded in cut surface, collected as evidence on September 8th, 2025, when the body was found, not from black cadaver bags. Tool theory. Manual saw, hacksaw, or hand bone saw, flat cut surface, controlled back and forth motion, chainsaw found at property, still in original box, unopened, power tool noise too loud for residential Hollywood Hills. Blue plastic theory, most likely blue tarp as a cutting surface, or tool with blue colored handle casing. Cadaver bags were black. Blue plastic came from something else present during dismemberment, collected as forensic evidence. August 26th, passerby reported abandoned black Tesla. September 5th, Tesla was towed. September 8th, manager notices foul odor, front trunk opened, large black zippered body bag with handles, death pronounced. No weapon recovered. Jane Doe. September 16th, identified as Celeste Rivas Hernandez via dental radiograph. Her braces survived decomposition. Wow. That's so sad. Benzodiazepines and meth/MDMA were found in her system. So we do know that from the autopsy. It says, taken, given 2 hours before death, fully observed, no pill fragments or false positive from decomp. The meth MDMA, same decomposition interference, most likely per 𝗵𝗆 narrative. Ethanol, 𝗵𝗆 says that the ethanol in her body was probably from the decomposition period process. So these are just some of David's posts. Yeah, I hate to say it, but yeah, I think Celeste definitely suffered some pain. Here are those photos. We have already seen these. We have already reviewed this in a previous live. Definitely go back and make sure you check it out. The 𝗵𝗆 report. I know a lot of people have covered it too. My heart breaks for her and her family. Oh, 1 second. Let me go back to the other screen. My bad. Sorry. Okay, let's go back to that one Reddit for just a couple more posts, and then we're going to go on to a segment from Law and Crime, and then I want to go over an interview that he did. It's crazy that people would still be his fan if he didn't kill a young girl. Somebody drawn a picture of what David looked like in the hearing today. That is this picture right here that you're seeing. Blue plastic stuff, possibly from 3D printed saw. Oh. I thought it was maybe from, like tarp, like plastic that maybe her body was covered with. April 23rd is the last time Celeste was seen alive. They met on Discord allegedly, or somehow online, but I'm pretty sure it was Discord. David is not on Turtle Watch, which means suicide watch. David is living a far different life than he was a week ago, trading his $15,000 a month LA rental for cold jail cell with strict rules. He's being segregated. David is escorted from his cell to the shower, which is he's allowed every other day. The singer is only allowed to make phone calls on the days he is allowed to shower. Sources tell TMZ that David is allowed recreation time with fresh air, but only 3 hours a week. He has no contact with other inmates and does not have access to television. Is dirty and smells where he's locked up. Other inmates who have been housed at this jail include Blueface, Tory Lanez, Suge Knight, Menendez brother, Danny Masterson, and I believe Nick Reiner as well, if I'm not mistaken. Back when David said he was going to retire in the next 5 years, yeah, it looks like you're going to retire to the prison. Enjoy it. He's even more evil than I thought. This baby, I know. Celeste was failed, right? Absolutely. I'm glad he didn't unalive himself before he could be arrested. Good point. Good point. Asia feeling the heat. So this is the girl that we saw in that video. Someone said, I hope they get you next. Ghislaine Maxwell. They're calling her Ghislaine. Epstein's girlfriend. We are going to cover, we're back to Epstein this weekend too. You know what, you guys, I don't care if I get demonetized. I'm covering it. It's been a while. I took a break because I was going hard there for a little bit with Live After Live of Epstein. But someone says they are coming for you. Aren't you the one that knew your friend was dating a 13-year-old and did nothing? Someone says you are an evil person and now everyone knows it. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, that sucks. You should have turned him in, Asia and Neo. What is the excuse for not turning him in, you guys? What is a justifiable excuse? That they were scared he was going to unalive their family or something? He threatened. What is the excuse? David's iPhone contains a ton of child, you know what, at least according to prosecutors. They also had a wiretap on his phone. So they got major evidence out of his phone and listening to his conversations. Yep. Yep. I hope he shared too. I hope they got him on those phone calls. Plus, if he did it, you would think he would have went away. He had the money to, but he stuck around. Hi, abuelita. David is permanently banned from Twitch. We did cover that. Good for them. David finally got arrested. David's in, okay, so I think we got to the arresting point. She posted this in September of 2025. Who the hell is this? Me warning the girlies about gamer guys. Oh, some TikToker. She posted this in September. So, that's creepy. David looks very disturbing there. Neighbors say at the house where David arrested, they saw no one coming in and out, yet there were loud parties. Seems contradictory.
To the Hollywood Hills, where neighbors are talking now about the takedown and the arrest of singer and TikTok star David. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Colleen Williams.
And I'm Michael Brownlee. NBC4 Investigates was first to break the news of David's arrest. He is now being held without bail for the murder of 14-year-old Celeste Rivas Hernandez. The teenager's body was found inside of David's impounded Tesla. That was back in September. He was reportedly on tour at the time. NBC4's Alex was there, joined us live with new video and reaction now from neighbors. Alex.
Michael and Colleen, this is normally a very quiet road here in the Hollywood Hills, but about 24 hours ago, it became a police scene as the LAPD arrested the singer David outside this home. He's an internationally known singer who rose to fame with hits like Romantic Homicide.
Okay, I can't play that. I just want to play a little bit of that clip about the arrest. I know. The song. It gets me every single time. Not that I like it. I mean the copyright. Okay, so let's move on to I want to share, let's go to his IG and then we're gonna watch a segment. I got a lot of David stuff. I've been deep into it. So this is his IG. I just wanted to go over it real quick because it's creepy. Hey Knox, good to see you. Cult promised to each other. I pray she didn't suffer for long. How much you want to bet he finds God in there? Oh no, I don't want to hear it. I do not want to hear it. Okay, so let's look at this IG for a minute. Oh, look at this. April 24th. He posted this Fortnite. And this is right around, he killed Celeste allegedly on the 23rd. This is the 22nd, the day before. Wow. It's interesting to see these. I hadn't looked at this before, so we're looking at it together. His friend, this guy has denounced him. I saw a video he posted that said he's no longer in support of David, of course, because of the stuff that has came out now. April 25th. This is the day Withered dropped. The album is finally out. I can't even believe it. Welcome to Withered. This is he posted this clip. So don't get me. I wanted yes. I don't want maybes because David right now. Oh, he posted this on the 25th. So 2 days after Celeste's murder. This is the 28th. Houston, that was the best show ever. Are you kidding me? Thank you so much. Can't believe it, bro. I love you guys so much. What an incredible way to start the Withered tour. I don't know what this ad is of this guy right here, what the hell that is, but it's annoying the hell out of me. Oh, so this was, oh no. Get him away from little kids. This was the first show. Is he crying right here? My album has been out. This was May 8th. So he had already dismembered her. My album been out for a minute and I'm just taking everything in. This is literally awesome sauce. Made half the album depressed in Texas, writing by myself, and the other half happy AF in London with friends. I love music so much. I thank God for this outlet of self-expression that has allowed me to share my thoughts through the beauty of melody. Everyone that has been part of my very first album, I am forever grateful for the synergy and passion we all shared for this project. Withered is nothing short of amazing, and I can't wait to drop a double album on your MF head, 𝗏𝗶𝗶𝗆. Love you divas so much. 1, don't call me a hoe. 2, you're gross. 3, oh, okay, he goes in the closet. He records his song on his phone. Okay. You had already dismembered her. This guy made Feel It, by the way, May 17th. He did like, oh, this is when he was playing with those knives. May 22nd. I saw so many amazing idols today. Thank you for letting me part of it. Letting me be part of it. He's just living his life as if he didn't just kill a child and dismember a child. I mean, how do you guys feel about that? Depressed, why? Because you killed a child? Exactly. I'm just like in awe. Are you guys too? Like, how do you go live your life after you just dismembered her like that? I'm shook. David, Australia. Anime is life, May 30th. I wonder if he was using hard rugs. Like, living with that can't be easy, right? I guess it can if you're a demon. I'm glad he's enjoying his life. Performed, this is June 23rd, 2025. Performed Sky and Somewhere in the Middle with my besties. No. What is this? Welcome to Mic Drop, a music competition for Fortnite. Well, we know Fortnite, I think, already canceled him. This creeps me out because Celeste loved Hello Kitty. That fool is possessed, right, Issa? He's literally a demon. I had no idea who he was even when I'm old. I had no idea either. It's his, if he sold his soul, he would be protected. Hi, La Karma, good to see you, love. How it's just nothing to him. Parents need to keep kids, preteens, and checking on them. Yes, Issa, I'm glad you said something. Not sleeping at home, 12 years old is crazy, and now she's gone. Yes. It is bringing awareness as well, right? To watch your kids and what they're surrounded with. We're in a very dark time, you guys, with the Epstein files and everything. You already know we've gone over this. You've heard me talk about this over and over and over. It's a very dark time right now. Dangerous. Look at his friend that denounced him today. I saw a clip, so no worries. I'm glad he's just living his life. Yeah, look at this. June 30th. Yeah, where's her body? In the trunk? In the front? Oh, that's nice. You can sleep. Sick. Neo. Hey, Flojo. Good to see you, love. Thanks for being here. It's his alter ego he always talked about. Itami. Hey, Hope. Good to see you. Happy to catch 11. Glad you made it. So his friends are all minors? Well, that's the thing, too, is are they? I bet there's a lot of kids he talked to. There are other victims like we've been talking about, but there's more. What's with that hair? This was August 21st. So like a month before her body was found. Goon Squad on tour, y'all. Been so goated. Thank you. I love you. No, we don't love you, dude. You have been living these past few months after you dismembered a child. September 5th, right before her body was found. I start media training tomorrow, guys. Wish me luck. We don't wish you any luck in the prison. Preferably, we'd like to see you underneath it, but Withered Deluxe, September 7th. Wow. Isn't that Celeste's birthday? Or do I have it backwards? She was found on the 8th and her birthday's on the 7th. Let me double check. I don't want to get it wrong. Yeah, September 7th, 2010, she was born. February 4th, 2025, pinned Withered album. Absolutely disgusting. Okay, let's jump over. This is just like a little rabbit hole that we're in here. with the IG and all the Reddits we've gone through. I want to show a little bit of this segment with Law and Crime that they did. You know, I love them. And they talk about some of the charges that he's facing. So we're just going to listen to a little bit, and then we're going to go into another Reddit.
And his legal team were back in Los Angeles court today, along with a team of LA prosecutors. And our on-the-ground reporter, 𝗠𝗲𝗹𝗆𝗆, was inside. There are no cameras. She is our eyes and our ears. We're going to talk about Roblox is customize their advocate qualify for gamingadvocates.com to start your free. Expected today to be a preliminary hearing where the court will hear evidence if there's enough probable cause that these alleged crimes were committed to move forward with the case. It's a legal barrier, lower standard, low bar, but you have to show that there is sufficient probable cause that he committed these crimes, and I'll talk about which ones he's charged with, to move this case to the next stage. Here's the thing. Wasn't a preliminary hearing today. No, it turns out, even though a preliminary hearing was on the court calendar, this was more of a status conference. It's a check-in regarding next steps in the case. Now, if you thought that this was going to be a 2-minute hearing and that was it, not the case. No. We are going to get into specifically what authorities claim they found on David's devices. I wonder if this is a whole new game here. I wonder if now we're talking potential federal charges, if those allegations are true. I'll get to that. But before we even get into what happened today, I just got to give you some context about this, okay? So we have talked about this before. Remember, when I'm mentioning a preliminary hearing, which I understand has now been scheduled.
Even his family, Celeste had been over to his parents' house, I believe. So even his family, of course, knew. I can't imagine him being taken. My son was born in 2009. Oh, so like right around Celeste's age.
For a later date. This goes back to the idea of the grand jury. We know that there were reports that a grand jury was impaneled to hear evidence in the case of this 21-year-old singer, but there was no grand jury indictment, right? There was no formal charges. No, instead, at the beginning of this week, the Los Angeles County District Attorney, Nathan Hochman, his office filed first-degree murder, continuous sexual abuse of a child under 14, and unlawful mutilation of human remains charges against David in connection with the death of Celeste. Remember, her decomposed and dismembered body was reportedly found September 8th, 2020.
You guys, lewd and lascivious, it makes me feel like they have content of Celeste or other minors in those 40 terabytes of data. That's more than Stephen Stearns, I believe. And you know how we feel about that man. Oh, I can't even mention his name. David had more. They have more on David, I believe.
5 in the trunk of a car allegedly registered to David, real name David Anthony Burke. And he's also facing special circumstances allegations, right? Lying in wait, killing for financial gain, killing of a witness, using a sharp instrument, all with respect to the murder charge. And this is significant because this can carry heavier penalties if he's convicted of the murder charge. We're talking life in prison without the possibility of parole. We're talking the death penalty, even though there is a moratorium on executions in California. But this is why it's so significant, why the prosecution believes they have evidence to prove that. And the main idea here is essentially that David allegedly killed Celeste because she was going to expose him potentially about their illegal underage sexual relationship. I think that's the fair argument. And that this was going to affect his career, which was on the rise. Remember, he was on tour when all of this happened. Now, as we learned yesterday, when the autopsy report was released, that Celeste's official cause of death was multiple penetrating injuries, and her manner of death was listed as homicide. We did a whole sidebar yesterday with forensics examiner Dr. Mary J.𝗵𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆 full autopsy report, if you want to go through the details, if you want to see it for yourself, it's up on our app, Law and Crime Plus, as well, if you want to check
And I have a live reading it too, if you guys
it
want
out.
to
I actually think it's significant that we're putting these case files on the app because, look, unfortunately, in today's day and age, there's a lot of misinformation. There are a lot of AI tools someone can use to make fake reports or fake information. This is the official released autopsy report. It's up on Law and Crime Plus, so you can check it out there. But bottom line, David was charged by the DA's office, but in order for this to move forward, in order for this to go to a trial, there has to be a legal determination that there is sufficient probable cause that David committed these crimes to move forward with this case. Again, lower standard. And if it's not by a grand jury, then it needs to be by a judge at a preliminary hearing. And by the way, preliminary hearing is a little bit different than a grand jury.
I bet he takes a plea deal if they offer it to him. I'd be pissed. He's out of here if he goes to GP.
Because grand jury proceedings are secret. The defense doesn't have an opportunity to challenge that evidence. Preliminary hearing in court, in front of a judge, defense there. They get an opportunity to fight back against this. But anyway, brings us to today. This courthouse in downtown LA. By the way, just talking about a preliminary hearing for a second, David's attorneys, his defense attorneys, pushed for a preliminary hearing immediately. They have said that he didn't.
I agree with your comment, Mercedes. Of course, there were many people who knew what was going on, and yes, they deserve to be held accountable. Kat says, I'm always not guilty until you prove it. I want to see the Tesla videos. Yes, we do need to see those. I do wonder. Maybe that's a lot of what pinned him to the crime too.
Commit this murder. They have said that he was not the cause of her death. But what happened today? Now, look, there were no cameras in the courtroom. The good news, we have our own eyes and ears, okay? We have our own eyes and ears. Attorney and legal analyst Dina Dahl was in that courtroom. So good to see you, Dina. Thanks for taking the time. First of all, I need you to clarify what this hearing was, because I think a lot of us thought this was going to be the preliminary hearing. We thought that was on the calendar. That was not the case, even though they did talk about when the preliminary hearing is going to be scheduled, right?
Absolutely. It was calendared as a preliminary hearing, but the judge at the outset said, I'm sure that's not actually going to start today. Let's talk about it. And that's exactly what they did, scheduling it. And most importantly, talking about the discovery, the transferring of what seems to be a mountain of evidence from the prosecution to the defense and the logistics of how that's going to happen.
And I want to get into that because quite the headline, what was allegedly found on either David's phone or his devices, which we'll get to. But the preliminary hearing is scheduled for next week, right? And is this because there's just like...
His defense team said they want to go to trial in 60 days. If he plea a deal, what a effing nightmare. I know. He owns a car, doesn't think, oh, I might be recorded, dude is dumb AF. That's also what makes me think, though, was there maybe another story? Hey, First Liberties, maybe somebody else involved.
You said there's so much evidence to go through. There's so much data to go through.
Well, this is significant. They have not waived their right to a speedy preliminary hearing. The very last day it could be under law was May 4th. But the judge said, I don't like to schedule it that last day because there could be unexpected circumstances just with the court system in general. So they have scheduled it for May 1st. But significantly, they will all be back in front of the judge the afternoon of April 29th in order for the defense to determine whether or not the prosecution has handed over enough evidence where they think they can properly defend their client at the hearing. The judge making a point that although statutory law requires the prosecution to hand over everything prior to trial, they are not required to do that for a preliminary hearing. They just have to hand over sufficient evidence that is most favorable to the defendant in order to prove probable cause. So that afternoon of April 20th.
His phone alone was 10, I think, did they say terabytes of info on his phone, his iCloud alone?
May 9th, the defense will determine if they think they have enough evidence to continue with this speedy preliminary hearing.
Dina, let me ask you this. The autopsy report that came out yesterday, is that a reason why we didn't have a preliminary hearing today? Did they talk about that? Because there's a lot in that report. That's the official cause of death. We know the defense has said that David is not the cause of death. Did that come up today?
That did not come up. As they really spoke about the fact that they have a wide range of evidence that the defense has not getting. Specifically, they actually highlighted the fact that they have the significant amount of child pornography on his iPhone, but they did not get into the specifics of the medical examiner's report.
Okay, so talk to me about the big bombshell. Apparently they found what, or allegedly found what, on David's devices?
So she said the words. The prosecution said a significant amount of child pornography. And she raised this saying it is going to be different. You cannot hand over that type of evidence to the defense as you would the rest of the evidence. The defense has to instead have somebody, a counsel or an expert, go to the county and actually look at a determined computer to look at this because of the sensitive nature of that evidence. The prosecution.
Beth Silverman did a great job. She was like, no, you can't just hand me that evidence. It's illegal. So good for them.
And also highlighting the amount of this evidence and the evidence on the data and the cell phone in general because of the difficulty and how long it takes to hand and transfer over this kind of amount of evidence.
Okay, put your legal cap on. Are we talking potential federal charges? You and I both know that if someone is caught with allegedly child sexual abuse material on their devices, that could be federal charges.
That's a really great point. And it's very possible federal charges may come. At this point, though, it definitely is relevant and probative to one of the three charges. There are three charges against him: murder, continuous child sex abuse, and mutilation of a corpse. So this specific child pornography evidence is definitely going to be used by prosecution for that continuous child sexual abuse. But whether or not the federal prosecutors decide to add charges, we will wait and see.
Just want to clarify, any idea who was portrayed in these, this footage, these videos, this data on his phone? Is it Celeste? Is it someone else? Did prosecutors acknowledge that? And let me be clear, allegedly on his phone. Did they say the identity of this person or persons?
They did not say the identity.
Ooh, I, in my opinion, think it's both. I think that there's material of Celeste and other minors.
But even that specific phrase, the press, there was a ton of press in the courtroom. Everybody had their laptops out taking notes, and you just heard the chatter of the typing. Just the phrase significant amount of child pornography was enough to raise flags about what may become in this trial.
What about, I read there was something about a wiretap and search warrants?
Exactly. They said that there was a significant amount of evidence collected in a wiretap. There was also 3 different investigative grand juries, one convened in November, one in December, and one in February. The prosecution really trying to convey to the judge how much evidence they have and the difficulty of it to be able to be transferred to the defense that quickly. They did say, however, that they plan on handing the defense tomorrow arrest records, photographic evidence, chemical evidence reports, and DNA evidence reports.
Ooh, I can't wait if we get all of those. Wow.
Wait a second. Let's just take a step back here. We were debating whether or not there was a grand jury that was going to be investigating this case, right? Locking in witness testimony, gathering evidence, that they didn't have the power to indict. That was one thing. Now we're learning there were multiple grand juries that were all in this investigative function. Not one of them had the power to indict.
That's what came out today. The prosecution said specifically investigative grand juries without the power to indict. And they said it was up to the defense to request that these records be unsealed.
And the latest grand jury was what, February?
That's what they said. February was the latest one.
What was the vibe in that courtroom? Let's start here. What did David look like?
So when David came in, he was in his orange jumpsuit. He sat down. His attorney, Blair Book, immediately put her hand on his shoulder. Every time she conferred with her client, she, in fact, put her hand on his shoulder. He vigorously nodded even every time the judge referred to him. If he asked her a question, he answered in the affirmative. At the very end, when she was explaining the process of how he's going to be brought back to the hearing and how he may have to wait, but make sure he's on time. He folded his hands in a prayer position. But otherwise, he was just quietly listening to the proceedings and listening to his lawyers speak on his behalf.
I bet you there's a ton of videos and stuff, digital evidence of him giving Celeste rugs. I do think that he could have awful lot of drugs. Yep, for a girl. There is a lot of evidence. I believe Interscope had an idea. They figured he was in trouble, so write about it and make songs by the time you can profit. Oh, I didn't think of that.
And what about for the prosecution? Who was there?
The prosecution, they had their attorneys. Interestingly, there were two young girls sitting next to the investigators. They were not referenced. They were not conferred with. We know that the Hernandez family said in advance they did not plan on attending the hearing. So it's unclear who those girls were.
I just want to be clear about something. There have been rumors, there has been speculation that David has allegedly, hasn't been charged, but allegedly maybe been involved with other minors. Is there anything to indicate that those, and I want to make sure your terminology is correct. You're saying there were children, they're not women, they appear to be children, were there? Is that somehow connected to other people that might allegedly be in David's orbit?
You do wonder, they looked, I mean, of course, I did not have their identification, but they looked young. I would say in that range of what Celeste was, 13, 14, 15. Definitely, they looked.
I wonder if it was maybe like her little friends or other victims.
Less than 18.
And so was there anybody there for Celeste's side, as far as you can tell?
I could not tell if there was, and there was an announcement by the family that they were not planning on coming today.
What about anybody there in support of David?
It's always unclear because this was a hearing that so many people went to attend. Every single seat was taken. There were people behind the defense table that did not look like press. They did not have the press credentials. They didn't have their laptop and typing. But whether or not they were members of the public or supporters of David is unclear.
Mm-hmm. And you're saying it was packed. There was a lot of media. Is this one of those cases where you think it's getting a lot of attention just from people online, streamers? I understand there was even a long line to get in to court today.
Absolutely. This, here we're in Los Angeles. It's no stranger to high profile cases, and the press showed up. There was a line to get in. Literally every single seat in that courtroom was taken. The press cameras were lined up outside waiting for a press conference. That never happened. The prosecution decided not to speak. The defense decided not to speak. But this is going to be heavily watched. There was actually at the very end of the hearing.
How could his defense team even go through that much data to have a trial in 60 days? It's strategy and the motivation were money. Good to see you, Angel Eyes. Our children need protecting against these evil monsters. Yes, yes, yes. Please hit the like button, you guys, for those of you who are here and the people in the bushes. It really helps push us into the algorithm.
Hearing a representative from the news organization asking the judge to reconsider her denial of allowing cameras in the courtroom, reiterating that the judges here seem to have kind of learned the lesson after the OJ case to not allow cameras, and that after so many years, perhaps the OJ case, afraid of letting in cameras, needs to go away, and saying how the public pays for this building and should allow cameras in, but the judge denied.
I agree. Cameras in.
Denied it. There will not be cameras allowed in this next hearing or if a trial moves forward.
Wow, no cameras in the preliminary hearing. I personally think that's a mistake, particularly in a case.
Wow, that is very disappointing.
Like this, since there's so much speculation, so much rumors. This is a front row to seeing what the evidence is, what evidence the prosecution believes they have. Do they have sufficient probable cause to support these charges? I think that this is one of those cases where the public has a right to view. And should view what the evidence is. Which, by the way, let me go back to you, Dean, on this. This is both a legal question for you and a reporter question. I have been curious after I heard Nathan Hochman the other day. What is the evidence they have to prove lying in wait, that he allegedly killed Celeste because she was a witness to a case or an investigation, that he allegedly killed her for financial gain? The basic idea here is she was going to allegedly expose him for this illegal sexual relationship, right? Did you get any sense today about what that evidence will be?
No, and I'm glad you brought up that point, because to me, that is, in a way, a very strange motive. Because here the prosecution is alleging that he killed her in order to cover up the crime of his child sex abuse. But yet he kept the body in his car for months. So he did a very bad job of then disposing of the evidence, you would say. The prosecution needs to explain something like that. But what we did here today is, in this digital age, there is a mountain of digital evidence. Obviously, with 3 grand juries, they have quite a bit of witness testimony. They have the wiretap evidence, which we didn't know about that. And it appears they have DNA, chemical, sure, video surveillance. But that theory of the case strikes me as very strange as an attorney. And perhaps the prosecution has an explanation. I mean, the prosecution said today that, quote, we're ready to go to trial. They would be happy for the defense to waive their right to a speedy trial. But they do have to explain that contradiction in the motive and the lack of disposing of the evidence.
Let me follow up on something. We don't.
Wow. So yeah, they're ready. They must have a lot. I'm reading what you guys are saying. He's going to get what's coming from. I think cameras should be allowed. I think so. I don't know. High profile, who cares, right? They should be allowed. I wouldn't be surprised if he did things to poor Celeste's body. Ooh, I didn't think of that. I wonder how many more victims there are. He's pure evil. Mm-hmm.
Know for sure that her dismembered, decomposed body was in the car from April to September, right? Did you learn something different?
No, we do not. It's more of that. You and I talk about a lot of true crime cases. You would, if the idea is that somebody is trying to cover up another crime and goes to such lengths as to commit murder, you would think they would do a better job of disposing of the evidence in the murder crime.
Let me ask you this. Anything about potential cooperating witnesses? Did any specific names come up? You talk about the connective tissue. There have always been a lot of players that have come up in this case, allegations about who might have testified in front of a grand jury or a hearing. Did you hear any name, any potential cooperating witness?
We heard no names whatsoever. And in fact, the prosecution did not give a glimmer as to what happened in that grand jury, saying this is secret. It could only be unsealed by a motion from the defense.
Okay, interesting for a status.
Wow. 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 The method to his madness and the lyrics. Yeah. Joe will fix him or send him to hell, but not if he's in solitary. Evidence. Tesla will take a major hit if they don't have the camera from the car in the cloud. Listen, maybe it is the Tesla. They are confident with going to trial, so they must have some good evidence. By good, I mean, strong enough evidence to go to trial. I wonder if it's maybe the fingerprints on the body bags, or maybe the Tesla did catch him. I wonder if his friend Neo is going to get charged as an accessory too. Maybe Neo saved his ass and got immunity or something. Let's go review. This is a different Reddit forum. I just want to go through a few posts on this one. Wonder how many people were involved. I know. Justice for Celeste. Yes. It's about time. I was one of those people that was like, why aren't they doing anything about it for those 7 months? And little do we know, they had wiretapped him. So this is an animator of Rehab, his song, and that's one of David's songs, leaves a comment on TikTok explaining that David had full creative control. He says, I animated his music video. My scenes were a first part of his edit. It's crazy looking back now. The animation team and directors were just trying to make a cool anime music video, but now feels dirty, like we're part of his guilty confession. Celeste, you didn't deserve this. And thank you, Hope, for becoming a new member. I really appreciate the support. Really helps the channel. Welcome to membership. We will be doing a members live this weekend. Will she have to stand trial considering the fact that she was used? Oh, because they're talking about the other Celeste. So there was two Celeste that I think he tried to use Celeste number 2 to cover up for Celeste number 1. And thank you, Hope, for gifting. You're really kind. That's really nice and generous of you. And Patricia got it. And that's lovely when someone who shows up gets it. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate you, Hope. So there was Celeste number 2, and this says, I asked another sub regarding her, but I'm curious, will she have to stand trial against David considering the fact that she was used as somewhat of a decoy for David? So there was another Celeste that he was allegedly dating or seen or used, I think to cover up for little Celeste. I've come across the claims that there may be at least 3 underage victims connected to David, although I understand that's still unconfirmed. Does anyone know if law enforcement was contacted? His family was in town on April 23rd. Just noticed this, check the 2 photos. He had his album party on the 24th, and he took some photos and videos from that party. On April 25th, he also posted him and his sister singing in the car, and he's wearing the same outfit as the one at the party, suggesting it was filmed on the 24th and probably a later post. So this could mean that his family was in town when he did the murder. So he killed her and then jumped in the car with his little sister the next day. Wow. Wow. David's brother calls him out over Celeste. Is this a Kadisha?
David's young.
Yeah, I like Kadisha Lynn. She has a YouTube. Definitely check her out. Let's play this.
David's younger brother, Caleb, seems to be calling him out about Celeste Rivas Hernandez on his social media page. After the information came out that David had illegal CP content on his phone, his brother was taking to his Instagram and he kept uploading a very interesting story, taking it down, putting it back up, taking it down, and putting it back up again. He took to his Instagram and said all PDF files should period. We also know that Caleb, his younger brother that was posting this, was also subpoenaed to the grand jury with his mother and father, and they ended up fighting the subpoenas and they never ended up going to the grand jury before David was arrested. And to now hear Caleb speaking out, this is huge because if you remember, back at the Fonda Theater in 2024, somebody caught Celeste on video going back.
Look at that's Celeste there. Of course, people knew.
Backstage with Caleb. But during this time, Caleb would have still been underage. Even though David's younger brother was underage at the time of this video, he is now 18 years old. And this is the first time we have actually heard him speak out.
Thank you, Patricia, for the sticker again. $6.99. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate you. This is Kadisha Lynn. She's been following the case. She's actually really good.
About David. It's definitely a surprising statement after we see that his parents have recently said that they support David 100%. Honestly, if this is how Caleb feels, I am here for it, and I'm actually proud of him for making a public statement like this. Because you can still love somebody and not at all support or agree with their horrible decisions. Last month, he also unfollowed David from his Instagram, and he knows that there are tons of people literally watching everyone's accounts that are connected to David. But y'all, let me know what you guys think about.
Yep. You know, I don't recommend to condone any bullying or harassment or anything of the sort to the family or hers either, you know. As much as we are angry because we think they knew, David's family. David doesn't deserve the death penalty. Oh, here we go. I left a comment about this, but I feel it deserves a post of its own. David doesn't deserve an easy escape that is death, and he doesn't deserve to have his wish granted. When I first heard that the death penalty was on the table, I cheered. I wanted him to get the death penalty, but this has since changed because it's what he wants. It seems like he's trying to ride out this wave of infamy before he dies. I found it odd he would plead not guilty knowing they have a disgusting amount of evidence against him. I wonder if he's so narcissistic. He thought he could only get away with it. I want to read the rest of this. Or if he wanted to die, it would make sense that he wants a death penalty. He'll get a harsher sentence for pleading not guilty, and there's no way he's getting out of this. I know that in a sick and corny way, he views death as being with Celeste on the other side. I advocate for putting him in Gen Pop or solitary confinement at the least. He's an edge lord loser with sick fantasies and wet dreams of an appointment with death row. I don't want him to get his way. What do you guys think? In the chat, live chat, and then the replay viewers. Let me know. Hello, Wavy, my love. Good to see you. I'm going to be gifting memberships here in a minute too. So for those of you that get it, but please make sure you hit the like button. It's the only way YouTube pushes us out. I'm probably going to be demonetized because of this, which is ridiculous. How crazy is the fact that he brought back the bloody shirts? We saw that post already. 2 women sitting with investigators. We did hear from that right now on Law and Order, or Law and Crime. Law and Order. Victim number 3 here, listen up. This is victim 3 for those saying I did not go to the authorities. The first thing I did, like, are you guys serious? Now, I don't know if this is actually the victim. I went to authorities. I'm involved in this. Your comments are insensitive and rude. I went through so much, so you guys need to calm down and realize the victims went through so much. I know there are other girls out there like me. I had a strong relationship with David, and all the news that came out brought everything horrible back for me. And I want to be able to live my life without only being with David, with the David case. Now, I don't know. We can't confirm that that's actually a victim. But, oh, thank you, Wavy, for gifting 5 memberships. That's really, really, really kind of you. Love and appreciate you. Welcome, all new members. Ooh, it's time for a members only then. 𝗍𝚱, Young, Presley, Real Talk, Catlin, welcome to memberships. That's awesome. Thank you, Wavy. It's really nice of you. Serious question for discussion. Okay, we're going to skip that. Do you think he'll plead guilty? This one. This case has kept me up for a couple days. While I know everyone is presumed innocent until proven guilty, he is cooked. I don't know what defense his team could come up with to get him off this one. The evidence is too much. That being said, do you think it's possible he'll plead guilty? We've seen it before. Criminals insist they're innocent, then suddenly come out and take a guilty plea. Remember, Bryan Kohberger did this. Rex did too. Do you think he will? What do you guys think? I think he will. I don't know, though. He's sick in the head, so maybe he does want to die. You know? I don't know. What do we think? Actress from One More Dance video speaks out. I'm so beyond disgusted and saddened about the evil done to Celeste Rivas Hernandez. She was the age I was when I was also groomed and abused by a musician. I hate that I was used in that disgusting man's little sick game. I hate everyone, especially Interscope. Oh, wow. You know, with the Diddy stuff and everything, we know that the industry it attracts predators, PDF files, people with bad intentions, money. There's a lot of money involved all the time. This person, she was in the video, One More Dance. That video, I believe, is the one where he puts a body in the trunk. We played it, but I had to edit it out because of YouTube. I don't understand what their problem is. Okay, anyways, tangent. I was wondering, I was interested in whether down the road, if it came to the charges, could be split into separate trials. Her murder and dismemberment, and then the X crimes. We saw that with Stephen Stearns. His were separated. Interscope. Yeah, we need Interscope to speak out if they haven't already. Did the police mention how David wasn't a suspect a few months ago? On his release, it no longer says dark room Interscope. Interesting. Does anyone feel bad for David's sister? The caption is pretty self-explanatory, man. I was listening to some of his music and he had his sister on one of the unreleased songs titled Self-Affirmations. I found it on YouTube. This case is very complex and disturbing, and there are still details coming out. What did he do to this? Why did he do this to this poor girl? And what was the central reason behind it? I read his criminal complaint and they've been together from September 7th, 2023. I can't wrap my head around the fact that his own sister and brother have to go through eternal conflict and trouble in situations behind the scenes, all because of David's actions. We saw this in the previous Discord, Reddit. He was giving out these pins. Rest in peace, 𝗍𝗲𝗎. You know how 𝗍𝗍𝗎 is his alter ego, who's a killer? I wonder if 𝗍𝗍𝗎 died when, and it was supposed to be a representation of Celeste. You know what I mean? YouTube rant, I'll allow it. I know I do. I've been good, but the members and the after darks are where I like to go off a little bit. So yeah. So I'm wondering, I don't think David will live out his full sentence, just my opinion, but I think he'll either end it all or someone on the inside will end it for him within the first couple of years. He has no career. He's lost everything. His brother's Instagram story makes it sound like his family has turned their backs on him. Oh, so it was his brother that posted the PDF files deserve to die. This is a drawing of a sketch of him in court. Anybody who was around to witness D4VD's relationship is suspect. How do you guys think they landed on May 5th? Yes, this is a good point for discussion because how do we know that they landed on May 5th? I think because, hello, Chicano Tube. Good to see you, friend. Another psycho. Yes, another psycho. Thank you for being here, Chicano Tube. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I wonder, the Tesla footage, surveillance, they have precise dates. He killed her April 23rd, 2025. He dismembered her May 5th, 2025, and they found her body September 8th, 2025. So those are pretty, we didn't know that they had these dates down and stuff. We were all assuming David was walking innocently, which he was for 7 months. But little did we know he was being wiretapped and investigated. So again, they must have, they're ready. The prosecution's ready. So they must have something that really puts him at the scene. It's safe to assume he's dumb enough to do this. Yes, he is. We have followed SF Investigates wiretapping. I wonder if this will turn into a RICO case. Court has been continued until May 1st, next week, with the wiretapping brings so many questions. We did read this from SF already, but we'll read it again. The David preliminary hearing has been continued until May 1st. Matters of procedural importance were discussed today and mostly about transferring discovery from the DA office to the defense. Items of interest that came up include David's devices contained a significant amount of child you-know-what, which requires special handling. Also, there's a large amount of data from a wiretap. Search warrants will be unsealed. New search warrants from devices at the time of his arrest have not had any returns yet. David did not look confident in court. This says, autopsy details released in Celeste Rivas case, multiple penetrating injuries, amputated left pinky ring and ring fingers. Yeah, we do know that's very disturbing. She had his name tattooed and she's missing that finger. Are they going to do a mental evaluation on him? Because that's what he did when he sings. I know. Let's hope that. I don't think he could claim insanity. It starts at home. What was Celeste running away from? Good point. Good point. Asked Jessica. Yeah. I have questions too for David's family. Thank you, Patricia, for being here. I appreciate you very much. I have questions for his family too, though. Why is David the way he is? I guess we could play devil's advocate and look at both of them, you know? Fair game. They must have known he was a little disturbed, but again, David was probably giving them money and paying people. Remember, one of the crimes is financial gain. So he was clearly paying some people off. Theory about unreleased song and its connection to her missing fingers. How do you guys think they landed on May 5th? We already covered that. Benzodiazepines and methamphetamine were detected in her liver. So he drugged her, then killed her. Yes, we can assume that. We can. Man, I wonder how drugged up she was a lot of the time she was dating him. Ugh. For fans of David, what about his music about murder was appealing to you? Yeah, we're not fans of David here because there are people claiming he was set up. He was set up. He's innocent. Prosecutors on David phone chock full of child, you know what? October 2025, blind item was released. Blind items revealed the dead in the Frank rapper bragged about how he has hundreds of hours of porn he has recorded with underage girls. Oh. I'm telling you, maybe someone spoke out. Some of y'all in here are really upset that Celeste's family called her strong, saying things like, a child can't be strong, she's too young. I was interested whether down the road, if it came to it, could the charges be split? I don't know about that. Caleb's music promo, TikTok and Insta account, the brother. We've gone over Steve Fisher's timeline. Celeste's family will not attend today's preliminary hearing. David created his Reddit account on April 29th, 2025 and makes a post. What's up, guys? I finally have Reddit. So this was, if it was on the 29th, Celeste was allegedly unalived on the 23rd. So like 6 days later. I think that he always fantasized about doing that. No pocket watching. Hope it's $1 now his net worth. Yeah. Right? We hope it's nothing. We have watched The Presser, RIP Celeste. Oh, so brutal. Oh yeah, David Instagram shortly after the mutilation. He posted this Hello Kitty too. You know Celeste love Hello Kitty. A lot of snitching happened, immunity on the table, talking like crazy. I know, right? But I appreciate that snitching there. It's a child. It's a crime against a child. You know what I mean? I think she was trying to fight back, and that's why he has bandages on her fingers. Yeah, I think that report that we read earlier about the autopsy, that was really, really helpful. I hadn't even thought of that, of like the defensive wounds. David Discord chats recovered. Zerks says on September 13th, 2025, don't say anything about the tattoo or anything. Act clueless. So this was after her body had already been found. Celeste says, you not even D4VD, that song. Deleted user, oh, makes sense anyways. I'm a missing person, guys. Allegedly, that was a post from Celeste. Deleted user, I'm literally Mexican. Someone says on September 9th, 2023, how old are you? Celeste replies with 2010 year, which is the year she was born. This person says, oh, are you 12? Damn. The deleted user says no. Someone says 2010 is crazy. Someone says, I love his girlfriend. She called me a cutie patootie. And then someone says, she called me weird. December 21st, 2024. Wait, like, yeah, yay, woohoo. That was one of Celeste's username, I think, or a different girl. Someone says, yay, woohoo, she's not here, and he no longer posts about her. So I'm guessing they probably broke up. Ella says, Celeste is the girl he showed in his stream. Yay, woohoo is the girl who spoiled him. So I assume my house is not my home is probably about Celeste. Someone says she's no longer in the server. Whoever making up this shit, you're banned. Someone says he will never release empty the clip. What does that mean? Goober says, I am D4VD. Is this true? Someone tags Celeste and David. Celeste allegedly says on July 11th, 2024 in Discord, me and David said goodnight, guys, bye. So these were like recovered. David shadow banned me, says Celeste or someone. There's been talk that this artist, David, possibly has something to do with the disappearance of 13-year-old Celeste. If the statement holds any merit, please do the right thing and take her home. Her parents are worried. Here's proof of the email sent to David's manager, and he want to say never got an email, where here it is. You've probably seen it already. But yes, the manager was the one who got brought in by the grand jury. Wow. This is crazy. This is crazy. Claudia says, Kill Bill. Someone says, actually, I'm going to delete it for my safety. Someone says, Sam Cheese says, what? This was on March 28th, 2024. JD says, yeah, her name is Celeste. Sam says, he said he was never in a relationship on his story. The person responds with, she's so pretty. She's a child. We did go over the I love
these new details. Okay.
I think did we go over this at the beginning? Yes, we did. The beginning of live. I don't think David will live out his full sentence. Have I got it right? She was dead for months, but in the frunk of the Tesla for weeks. So where was her body prior to being in the frunk? We have talked about our opinions about that. Yeah. Where was her body for those 2 weeks too? Scary. They made it David Starr. Now they want him convicted of murder. They say the clues were in the Discord all along. Anybody who was around is suspect. Could the defense be aiming for an insanity defense? They say that they can prove David didn't kill Celeste, so that means it was either someone in his entourage who did it while having full knowledge, or the murder was his alter ego. I mean, it is not crazy when you think that he has a lot of evidence to prove he had an alter ego and that his alter ego was evil. I didn't kill her. It was my other self. Could they weasel out of it with this? I hope not. But what else could they pull when the evidence is just so clear? I don't think so. Plead insanity. An insanity defense. D4VD could become California's first death penalty case since 2006 if the LA district attorney decides to pursue it. Asia coming in, the sub was bold. I think everybody asked her the right question, but her constant defense, I didn't interact with her, I wasn't around her, is complete bullshit, just like the rest of the people around him not knowing Celeste was 14. You can look at that girl and see she's a minor. You can have a conversation with a minor and tell that they are a minor. Asia's Instagram story when David was charged with murder on April 20th, 2006. She said, shit is sickening. Asia's the girl that was in the video. Yes, Celeste is loved. We are. We're going to cover her case until she gets justice. David had a relationship with another minor. Full archive website for David case. David, all clips provided were scraped from David's Twitch, which has now banned him. Medical examiners say she was killed by 2 penetrating wounds. We've already seen this video. Disturbing with this. Disturbing AF. I wonder if that was a weapon. Or one of them. Here he is. What happened to his guitar player and drummer? Why does David keep aging? Twitch partner David has been banned. Thank goodness. Good for Twitch. The day of the murder, David goes to court. It will officially be 1 year since, yes, yesterday was 1 year. Based on jujitsu manga and supplementary information, the specific mention of left hand ring and pinky finger refers to the status of Yuji Itadori's fingers and the final unaccounted for finger of Sukuna. Left hand pinky. In chapter 212, Sukuna rips off one of Yuji's fingers, specifically identified as his pinky, to feed to Megumi, allowing Sukuna to take over Megumi's body. Oh, so they're saying that the fingers that she's missing could be connected to his anime, or he could have got it from anime. Watching David is actually haunting. The way he snaps when the piano keys don't go his way, the level of raw, you can truly feel the darkness in his aggression. We did watch this where his manager says, his managers or his producers heard saying, "Are you still dating that minor?"
Where's he from? We need to be investing in this.
Which one? Is it Whitaker?
If it's fucking Farm Boy, I'll beat the
Because
shit out
I'll
of
freak
it.
out.
Are you still dating that
I love
minor?
him.
Are you still dating that minor? In Yakuza, they take your finger. I don't know if I pronounced those right. They take your fingers if you snitch. Oh. Wow. We do know Celeste was going to tell. 40 terabytes of evidence came out that the prosecutors gathered over 40 terabytes. It's equivalent to 380 to 400 copies of GTAV, 10,000 copies of Titanic movie, and over 10 million photos and 10K videos. He is so effed. Did David even expect for Celeste to be identified? If she wouldn't have been found, I think she wouldn't. Remember, the autopsy said that they couldn't identify her by her face because of decomp and skin slippage, etc. She was identified by her teeth. And this is the interview that we are going to go over. Yeah, it's very, very brutal. Let's watch this interview of David. I want to get into it a little bit. Shout out for you guys being here. Please make sure you are hitting the like button. I ask of that. Neo, David, Asia, they all garbage. They think about is money. They don't have any morals. They're disgusting. They all knew something.
Many times, like beyond many times. You're really special.
Thank you.
And yeah, we have a lot to discuss. Everybody's saying hello.
I don't know who this guy is, but I'll tag him in the who is it? Zach Sang.
D4VD.
𝗿𝗲𝗆𝗆.
David.
I love that.
𝗿𝗲𝗆𝗆𝗆.
How many ways have you heard people pronounce your name over the years?
D4VD, DV4D, 𝗿𝗲𝗆.
But it is
David.
Wait, let's get the date on this. 11 months ago. We last caught up with David back in 2023.
Right?
Dave.
It is David.
Like, yeah, it is David.
It's
but I'm kind of owning the 𝗿𝗏𝗆 thing now. Like, a lot of people are calling me that, so I'm like, it might just be the word.
Wait, I mean, we've been saying it for a long time, but mainly as a joke. And my greatest fear came true, which is I just casually said it, and I didn't really intentionally want to do that.
That's so funny.
𝗿𝗏𝗆, it just flows nicely.
Right? 𝗿𝗏𝗆.
It just feels good.
𝗿𝗏𝗆. Yeah.
You really are a special human being, though. We have an entire album to discuss, and Are you withered, man? Like, what's up?
You know, like that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at right now.
Genuinely?
Returning, well, figuratively, spiritually, that's like, I want to dive into this album as my entire aesthetic and my entire being is like.
So I believe this is on April 28th, 2025 to discuss his Withered album. Whoa, 28? That's 5 days after he allegedly unalived Celeste. So this is a creepy, creepy interview.
Withered, my entire being.
What does it mean to be withered?
So the entire aesthetic of this project is returning to the dust. A rose grows from the dirt and then it also decays back into the dirt. So with this project, the way I made it, the way I'm talking about the themes on this project, the way I'm talking about my emotions and my feelings, it's all returning to the dirt with this. It's like a entire life cycle.
Okay. In a life cycle that connects to the other EPs, possibly, Petals to Thorns, and then the Lost Petals?
Yep. It's all a through line. So basically with Petals to Thorns, I view that as my introduction. That was my debut, you know? And then with the Lost Petals, it's kind of continuation of that story. And then this is like the ending of it. So people.
So his nails are black.
People use their debut sometimes to be like, oh, this is me and this is me and my art. But this is like the closing of a chapter, especially for like my main fans and even for the new people that's coming in. They can recontextualize my music with the previous project. So it's a good way for everybody to get into it.
By listening it all together.
Exactly.
Okay, so let's go through what that life cycle means. So at what stage of the Withered is dying? So you're going into dust, but you're coming back again. Is that what I'm getting through those 14 records?
It's definitely like a resurrection type of thing. So, but by the end of the project, it's done. So that's why.
Yeah, I think this Withered album, Hope says, Melly, watch his past interviews. It's all lyrically connected, the Withered album. Yeah, I think that could be speaking a lot on Celeste and his mindset.
Last track is called Afterlife. That's like the final blow, you know?
How long did it take you to come up with this? Because when you were on our show 2 years ago, you said you had something in the works, but you ended up getting rid of those records?
Yeah, it was like an interesting thing because when I talked to you about that, it was like I had a very clear vision, but then I had lived not that much life, you know? And then I went on all these tours and I went on tour with 𝗍𝗲 and I was meeting this person and this producer and that artist and this and I was just getting lost in the sauce and I had to kind of take a few steps back. So the first couple projects that I made, a couple iterations of Withered, one was like an R&B project, one was like a pop project, and nothing really felt like me. So I kind of had to bring it back with this last one. I gave it one more shot.
Was it all titled Withered throughout that, or
nah? Like there was no.
This is just so weird and creepy watching him, knowing he just unalived her and was planning on dismembering her about like a week later.
It was a concept and there was a story there that I wanted to continue, but there was no name and there was no like theme of the songs, and you know, because I'm writing at this point about myself and my emotions and my vulnerability, and I wasn't doing that a lot last, couple projects because I was homeschooled,
Yeah, you were living a different life.
Yeah, I didn't have nothing to talk about like that, and people were asking me, how'd you write all these beautiful songs when you have no relationship? I was like, man,
I do have questions on the whole homeschool thing. I wonder if there was something behavioral going on.
Prophet, bro. I just spoke it into my own life, like, crazy.
But okay, happy 20th birthday.
Thank you.
You literally the other day.
Yeah.
Like you just turned 20. You're technically out of teen years, but you're still like a kid.
Yeah, literally, man. I'll be going to arcades. I'll be going to Chuck E. Cheese. You know what I'm saying?
By the way, rumor has it Chuck E. is actually opening an arcade, like an arcade version of Chuck E. Cheese, like in a mall.
Wow.
Yeah, I saw it on TikTok.
Whoa.
First says, how did May 5th come up? Why is that admitted in the evidence? Well, I think they have like surveillance. It's a very specific date. They have very specific dates that he unalived her and dismembered her. So I'm assuming they have something in that evidence that we don't know yet. We don't know a lot.
That's game changing, actually.
We know a lot. We found out a lot recently, but we don't know a lot still at the same time.
It is game changing.
Wow.
Anywho, back to you. Life is an understatement that has lived in the last 2 years, because if I remember correctly, you hadn't even performed live when we first met.
That's insane to think about.
And you've been on 2 headlining tours. You opened for 𝗍𝗲, like
4 headlines, actually.
Holy fuck!
Actually,
sorry.
1, 2, 5. Holy balls,
Damn.
5.
But in 2 years,
Yeah.
A lot of those people he has worked with too have I know 𝗠𝗲𝗹𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆 him completely from her portfolio, her music portfolio. Yeah, I believe she had a song with him.
Yeah.
But you also release, which I think it's really crazy that your fans are so adamant on you having an album. You released 40 singles.
Dude, I'm out there. Definitely out there.
I'm gonna speed it up a little bit.
So funny because I've been seeing the TikTok like drop. Why don't you drop? And I was like, just go to my.
Are you kidding?
I've been dropping, bro.
There's 40 songs.
Yeah.
So okay, how does life change? Like, how does your daily outlook change from the last time we met? Because even hitting the road and living that life.
Yeah.
He did work with Benny Blanco, who is now Selena Gomez's husband. I do know that. I have seen that clip. Oh, you mean you murder a young girl? I must say, even if he was doing hard drugs, it's not an excuse. I agree, Mercedes. Absolutely not an excuse. Or whatever he went through as a child is not as an excuse.
Definitely, like, I don't know. I don't know if you started in vans or I don't think so. I would assume you went right to the
we
bus.
went straight to the bus.
That's sick.
Straight to the bus. God bless. Yeah.
Truly, God bless.
Absolutely.
Because life is different in the back of a white creeper van, dude.
with the barred window.
Yeah, bro. It is not okay.
It's
weird because you just killed Celeste,
crazy,
allegedly.
Can you explain how your daily outlook and like just the way you perceive life now changes from that experience?
I mean, it's definitely very, very euphoric, and it doesn't feel real to be like, on tour and to have such an ability to travel like that, and to be able to see the fans in face to face in real time and be able to feel that emotion and that connection to them. It's just like you don't believe it, and it's so hard to process that. Like that to me is bigger than getting a viral song. Like you really have people sitting in this room that bought tickets to your show that's really screaming every word. Like that's insane.
Like think about that as like an internet kid, like somebody who spends so much time playing video games behind a screen.
Yeah,
like all these people that they exist in this digital universe now exist
in real life.
Yeah, in front of you.
Crazy, bro. Like you're supposed to be a comment. Like you're a comment, bro. You're a like. That's crazy. You're really like real. It's so fire. I love them so much. Yeah,
it's amazing.
So cool.
So does it change the way you make art? Yes, obviously. It's how we got to Withered, right?
Yeah, man. Yeah, definitely. I mean, like
I think Withered has a lot of evidence there in his lyrics and not. I wonder if Benny knew about Celeste. That's a good question. I wonder too. He was up and coming as a singer. Is Benny a weirdo too? Yeah, Mercedes says he is. Her opinion is another sicko. I don't know enough about him, I guess. I was never a fan. I never listened to his music, nor did I know who he was. Me either until the Celeste case.
From the process of, getting outside my house and exploring the world and finding friends, losing friends, finding relationships, losing relationships. It's just everything has kind of been shaping and leading up to this project in such a domino effect way,
Like just living life and it feeling.
This album is my life. Like Withered is my life. Petals of Thorns and Lost Petals are what I wanted my life to be, and then Withered is my life.
Ooh.
Ah, okay. So the CD you wrote while you were dating Celeste without appropriate consent because she's a child.
Yeah.
So where do they align at all?
They do indeed, because like I said, I kind of felt like it was a prophetic thing that I was speaking about heartbreak and love and all these things I had never experienced before, but then I actually experienced them. It's like, yo, I really said this about myself 2 years ago. It's happening.
But is it what you really expected?
It's weird because I have such a weird view and take on situations like that because I'm always looking for writing material in these types of things. So instead of taking it to the chin, being like, oh my God, like, I'm heartbroken. Like, I go straight to my.
Look at the ring he's wearing on the ring finger that is missing it off Celeste too. I'm uncomfortable.
My phone or band lab, go straight to the studio and write about it. I never actually like fully process situations like that because I'm always expecting it to happen. And then as soon as it happens, I'm writing about it. So
you're expecting, let's break that down.
Yeah.
Because I understand, like, going immediately to art, like, is a means of coping.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
But you saying expecting it, meaning like you get into a friendship expecting it to end in a devastating, tragic, sad way so it can inspire art. But are you manifesting that in a certain
I
degree?
don't know. I hope I'm not. I really hope I'm not, because it feels that way. Because like I look back to old songs like Life's a Dream and all these songs I wrote in my closet or my sister's closet in 2022, when I'm looking at my life in the past 8 to 9 months, I'm like, whoa. Like, bro, these.
He makes a lot of music in the closet. Is that a little odd? Sadistic artist, and I despise using the word artist. What the hell? I know. I was surprised when he got with Selena. I wonder if Benny has been questioned. I bet you if they've worked together quite a bit, right?
songs are soundtracking my life. So I hope I'm not involuntarily doing that, but it might be that way. Not gonna lie.
Interesting. I gotta say, your family's so cool.
I know, right?
Your mom is the reason you like your mom is amazing.
She's the GOAT, bro.
Like you just needed music for your video game videos and like,
oh, your mom is the GOAT? Your mom that knew you were dating a minor? Interesting.
Your mom could have like come up with another solution, but she was like, do it yourself. Like who just goes like figure it out?
Shout out to mom. That's my mom.
That's fucking awesome. Like, and then your sister, the
my
closet
sister too. Yeah.
That's why mom didn't want to go to the grand jury hearing.
So what part of this album was actually recorded in that closet? Because it was recorded between LA, right?
Right. LA, London. Most of it was in London.
That's
and
right.
the other half in Houston on my phone. So probably 50-50. So half in London, one song in LA, 2 songs in South Korea and Japan, and then the other half just on my phone. Yeah.
What did you do in South Korea and Japan?
I was on tour in November last year, right before we were supposed to be like turning in the project. And I wrote, "What are you waiting for?" and "Where did it go wrong?" Yeah.
Are you inspired by your environment?
Super. I mean, when I was in Tokyo writing "What are you waiting for?" it was just like the city moves so fast and there's so many people. I was smack dab in the middle of Shibuya.
Yeah, his life inspires his music and vice versa. Mercedes says, you know that the possibility of the FBI picking up this case will be the best thing. I pray the FBI gets him. I'm on the edge of my seat. Can't wait. FBI, where are you? I guess it could probably depend, right, on how much CSAM he has on his devices.
Yeah. Everybody's walking. It felt like I was watching a time lapse. And I needed to like get some energy out of me. And I got sent this beat the morning of. And I was like, yo, this is the one. So just like I'm sitting at the window, just going crazy on BandLab at the phone, just looking at the environment and just letting it inspire me. It was so beautiful.
That's, I mean, again, like all of it done mostly on your phone.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like you make better music on your phone?
Dude, 100%.
So why even go into a studio environment?
I do it for the producers and the collaborators. I love, just keeping and building a rapport with the people that I work with. And I don't want to, I don't want to become a myth. Like, I don't want to like, oh, that's David. Like, he doesn't ever work with people. He doesn't do sessions. Like, don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to be, that guy. I want to be, personable and come into the studio, be welcomed into places and work with people. But then I also take songs back from the studio and re-record them on BandLab. So it still gets that nice workflow. But I do prefer working by myself nowadays. Yeah.
And by the way, like producers like Ryan Tedder,
Mhm.
and the truth is, like, if you don't go in and like learn with like working with these people means you learn.
Exactly. Yeah.
So you're bettering yourself, right?
Right. I mean, Ryan Tedder was definitely, still is a big mentor for me and just like the songwriting process and how to structure songs, because I came into this thing, man, like with Romantic Homicide, there's no hook and things like that. So
I bet everybody who's worked with him is now like thinking, oh, wow. During the time he was working with a ton of people, he was doing crimes.
he's trying to teach me how to keep that magic, but to still, elevate the music. I mean, even Benny Blanco, the first 4 sessions I had with Benny, we were in Aloe at the studio underground. And then I would pull up, I would be like, yo, let's get to work.
Oh gosh, there he is. He brought up Benny. Whoa.
Pop up on the mic. He'd be like, no, you're not doing that. You're not doing that. I'd be like, what you mean? He'd pull out earbuds for me and then tell me to pull out BandLab. He export the beat from his computer to my phone and then he'd leave. He'd just leave and say, I'll come back in 45 minutes. Show me what you got. And I was like, okay, but so fine. And I recorded the song. He came back in, we jammed to it, and he'd leave for again another 45 minutes, make something else. Like, that's just, Benny understood it crazy.
Like, what a sign of a great producer, right?
Right.
That's to understand the person you're working with, and everybody's gonna be different. Like, nobody else is gonna work in that way.
Yeah, he's
Ooh,
special.
I wonder what Benny Blanco knew. He can't even make eye contact. I wonder if Celeste found him with another man in uncompromising predicament. Another thing she could have wanted to blow on him. You know what I was thinking? I was thinking, what if she found material with other girls, children, or maybe men in his stuff, and then maybe she had already said something, someone did, and she threatened to turn him in.
So, bro, it's so cool.
And he adapts to you. That's amazing. Like, so what? Okay, can we go through what records?
Well, I was gonna ask, what is it about recording on your phone that you enjoy so much when you have the access to these other situations now?
I don't know. It's like, we'll take like a scratch or a loop or just like a small built out beat. He'll take it, he'll give it to me, I'll record on it. And then everything else is just like placing instruments on top of that.
Is the record written before you're recording, or are you using?
It's all freestyle, man.
Really?
I don't have.
Yeah, David, you're right, Vita. David gave Celeste a ring and said they were going to get married. Yeah, he promised her like when she turned 18 and stuff, right? Celeste didn't know that it wasn't love, she was just groomed. So she don't know she's a kid.
have a notebook. Like I see most artists, like they have a notebook that they carry with them or a journal. Bro, I'll just be freestyling. I was in a green room just now making a song. If y'all want to hear it, I can play it for you. But I was literally just in there just freestyling. Made a whole song.
Wait, so like is it mumble or do you
straight lyrics? Straight lyrics, bro.
Can we hear it?
You want to hear it? Say less. Say less. Say less. Which camera shop?
We're gonna go over that because I don't want to get copyright. I'll link this so you guys can watch it though.
I'm moving out of state, going through some phases. Talked to my mother, father yesterday. Like my family dynamics. I pull from my own life for inspiration too.
Ooh, wait, what does he say about his life?
Listen to it more than once? Like
if I show you, all right, so I can literally pull a beat that I never listened to right now, and I can make a song right here.
Where do you think those lyrics have come from now listening back to it? Do you know?
I feel like this is some real, like, this is basically me talking to myself, because in the second verse I talk about like going on tour and stuff like that. Like, I'm moving out of state, going through some phases. Talked to my mother, father yesterday. Like my family dynamics. I pull from my own life for inspiration too.
Yeah, but is it like an internal dialogue almost?
He pulls from his own life for inspiration. He had already unalived Celeste at the time of this interview. Just 5 days earlier, he stabbed her, possibly rugged her. She was not dismembered yet. So you have to think, from when he unalived her to doing this interview, her body is intact somewhere. In the house, somebody's house, in the car, in the trunk. Where is Celeste's intact body at this point?
For sure. It's like the voice in my head. Like, if I have a situation that I've gone through, I can repurpose that and act like it's somebody else. So some of my relationship songs is like me talking to me with, like, what's an example? Say It Back on the album. It's basically me not reciprocating self-love. And I'm kind of spoiling it. I wanted to say that, you know, but like the Zach saying exclusive, that Say It Back is like me talking to myself and not reciprocating self-love and how I feel about my own feelings and understanding myself. And, you know, it's like the internal introspective stuff, you know?
Do you realize what you're writing about when you're writing, or does it only
it literally clicks like a day after. So I'll finish a song and I try to not listen to it after I'm finished and then wait a day so I can comprehend what I'm talking about. Yeah.
That's how you.
So all those love songs on his CDs are about Celeste, possibly. Benny's pretty popular, set as a music, so people like that have kept her hidden.
Process.
Exactly. Fresh ears, they call it. Fresh ears.
By the way, this is going to come out after the album, so you can say,
I can say whatever I want. Hey,
Yeah.
say less. Say less.
Ew.
Yeah, you just got more comfortable.
Yeah, like I thought I was on there like, so, did I just leak that?
Can we talk about like the interludes and like even the the verbal
visual landscape in this interlude to kind of be in my head and my mindset and why I wrote the project like this and how everything went, just to like keep them even more interested and connected throughout the project for sure.
I can't get behind like the style and all of that. His whole thing he's got going on here.
At the end of the interlude.
And they've taught me a lot of things and they've shown me what love is and what love isn't and how to approach it.
Who taught you what love is? Because I'm a little confused.
So it's kind of like a lead into that kind of a transition type thing, you know?
I believe the last time you were here, didn't you say you never experienced love or hadn't been in love? You didn't.
Yeah, and I wasn't in a relationship then. Nah.
But today you are, or you?
I've been through a couple. I'm single still right now, but I've been through a few.
You're single because you just unalived her.
And they've taught me a lot of things, and they've shown me what love is and what love isn't, and how to approach it, and how to be human with it, and not be so artist, you know, and not look for the things to write about in these types of situations. And I've kind of been more mature about it and getting emotional.
What? I'm screaming. Are you guys freaking out? I'm freaking out. He just killed her and he's talking about this. Thank you, Tara Anderson Bablet, for gifting 5 memberships. 5 more Melly memberships. That is awesome. So generous of you. Let's see. Maria got it. La Bunny, Colleen, Gigi, and Faith. Thank you, Tara. Appreciate you. Yes. Guy, you lived in your sister's closet. Do you think David has split personality? Listen, I hope that if this comes out in trial or in the hearings, I will be so pissed off. if it turns out he does have all these issues, because, you know, they might count for something in court. He does not know what love is.
Intelligent with it. And with this interlude, it's kind of like telling my view on what the invisible string theory is, or the scarlet string, or the whatever. This is so many different names.
Is that
for
like
it.
that? Is it also connected to like the rope that's around?
Yes.
In
In
the
the
music
album
video?
cover, I'm covered in this string, which is representative of the invisible string theory. But throughout the entire
Invisible string theory. The invisible string theory is a romantic, non-scientific concept suggesting people are connected by an unseen, unbreakable thread to those they are destined to be with, regardless of time, distance, or circumstance. The theory is heavily rooted in East Asian folklore of red thread of fate that links lovers destined to be together.
project, I wanted everything to feel connected. I wanted everything to feel holistic and have a through line that everybody could understand. And with the interlude, it's kind of explaining from my perspective how it was taught to me, because that's a real conversation that happened. And the irony of it was that person that was saying, I love you, she's not in my life anymore. So it's like, people say that the string can't be cut and the connection cannot be severed, but I feel like it can sometimes. And that's where I wanted to put, you know, Afterlife and all these songs that feel like endings and
Afterlife? Yeah. I have many questions.
conclusions and goodbyes on the project to kind of solidify that message of this is the end of something, not the beginning.
And can you break down the invisible string theory?
Yeah, so basically it's like this, it's a South Korean ideology where from birth, we're connected to our soulmate. Could be a lover, friends, teachers, anybody. You're connected to them from birth, and you're led
Celeste?
to them through the course of your life to meet them, or, you know, interact with them at some point and to help them, or they add something to your life. It's almost transactional, but it's like an emotional transaction. Like, you're meant to help this person, or you're meant to learn something from this person. Like, me and you could have a string. Me and you could have a string. Me and you have a string, you know? So
You got
everybody,
many strings?
there's so many. Yes, you're connected to so many different people. Yeah. And that connection can either be severed or not severed, depending on who you ask, because there's also the Japanese version, where the scarlet theory, where if you build up too much bad karma, that can be severed, or if you do somebody wrong, that connection is severed and it's non-repairable. So there's different versions of this, but I view it as we're all connected through a universal emotion called love, and that's why my album is mostly dealing with the theme of love and that connection.
The red thread, or the red rope, it is in both. It's in the crashing video.
I know. I don't want to give him the listen. I don't. I really don't. But I think I might have to listen to that from start to end. The Withered album. If he did all of this for the end of something, the answer just made him look guilty. I know. This interview has been said it's one of the most telling. So people were like, watch it.
Video, and what are you waiting for, right?
Mhm.
Will it be in any other videos?
It will. That's kind of, I want to keep having the theme show up visually. That's a big thing for me, especially with Tommy and my alter ego, keeping these concepts and things alive and very visual.
Vita says, I believe he cut her up in some kind of warehouse. Invisible string theory lyrics. He loves Japanese culture. So he didn't cut her up at his home. Okay, can we just talk? I know this is going to be kind of brutal, but where's all the blood? Where's the blood? YouTube doesn't like that word. But where is it? Was she like drained of her B? Because like they didn't find it in the car. The fluids that she was found in the bags were bodily fluids. It wasn't just there had to have been more blood than that. Interesting theory. Maybe he does want to die, right? I hope they find out why he was homeschooled. Well, if they try to plead insanity or anything, they probably would look into that. Yeah, I agree. Where is all the mess? We don't know Tarp's plastic or warehouse or where they drove to. Maybe he did it somewhere else. You guys, this is wild. This is absolutely wild.
And easy to understand for the fans, because once they hear the album and they hear Invisible String Theory, it's all going to connect. Right now, I'm just explaining it in interviews and explaining it like to the fans at the shows and stuff like that. But once they hear this interlude and hear the project, it all kind of connects and it's kind of going to click for everybody at the same time. And I'm so excited to see what that kind of looks like in real time.
Can you, couple things. Can you explain your relationship with Korean and Japanese culture? Because, you know, you are building like a 360 world here.
Yeah.
And there is like this character that's blindfolded.
Itami? Yeah.
Okay, oh my gosh. He's talking about Itami, his alter ego.
Aren't there 4 characters in all that you're building out?
I'm working on that. I don't want to retcon anything because it's super ambitious, but I definitely want to continue to build out that world and keep the landscape going, especially with the future albums as well, introducing new characters and new alter egos and stuff like that. Yeah.
So is Itami attached to this album? And that's Japanese for pain.
Absolutely, yeah. Itami is the villain of this album. He's the one that...
Itami is the villain of this album. You're right, Santonio. Remember they stated his Tesla was located at a remote location for a few hours? It's connecting all right. I believe the reason this case is taking so long because it's going to the FBI. I really believe it, and I pray it happens. Let's hope so. Let's hope they do. I believe that he did it somewhere else. He had to. Right? Because people were coming in and out of his house all the time. It wasn't even his. He was renting it out. His manager was renting it out.
Is making me withered and feel all these emotions like grief and pain and confusion. He's the one that is weaving his way into my relationships and ruining them and inducing trauma and things like that. You see him in the music videos and stuff. So he's basically the agent of chaos in this scenario. Yeah.
Got it. Korean and Japanese people are so cool.
They're so cool, dude.
They're so like way cooler than I could ever try.
Literally, dude.
No, it's like...
So that's Itami.
Bro, I'm still that kid in the closet. 3 years ago, bro. I dropped a Fortnite montage to What Are You Waiting For the other day, bro. I'm keeping it alive. I'm keeping my interest alive, keeping the anime stuff going. I don't tease songs as Alvin Gemas anymore just because, you know, there's the higher ups will get mad for not, you know, being an artist and having too much fun with it, you know. But I definitely still engage in the same kind of manner I did. And
Is that the ring? Like, what is that ring on his hand? I'm wondering, remember, because he gave Celeste a ring too. That's why I wondered if they rugged her and took her somewhere else, but she put up a fight. That could be. That could be.
I don't change myself for a thing. So I'm still interacting the same way, still making jokes and still doing the memes and Fortnite videos, but I'm also keeping a nice level-headed and mature and grounded take on it too and making sure people know what the songs are about. I never want to have a song that is without a meaning and without purpose, especially for my audience and the people that love my music and is helping them in their daily lives. I want them to still be able to connect to a song or an album or a project or even a snippet with
I just want to know, where is the blood and where are her 2 fingers? Like, what were they doing? What did they do? What did they do?
The view of, oh, this is going to be a really good song. It's not just the sound on TikTok. It's not just this. It's not just that. But they're actually involved and interested in how the songs are made and written and how they sound when they come out. So,
was it hard for you to open up this process to Benny Blanco and Ryan Tedder? And even though that's so cool, but like, it is also something that was just you in a closet.
Benny and Ryan got it almost instantly. There were some people I met a couple years ago that I had to explain it to when they...
Am I supposed to be impressed that he was singing in the closet? Like, because I'm really not, and I don't mean any offense to anything. I'm just saying. I have it sped up. Abby says he's a speed talker. I keep going back and forth just for YouTube purposes, but I don't think he would do it at his home. We know 5% of 𝗲𝗏𝗆𝗆. Yes, exactly. And I'm dying to know more.
New York. A little bit of Radiohead.
What's fueling those musical influences? Who's prompting the music in your life? Where's it coming from? How are you
literally discovering things by myself? Like, I don't get sent too much music.
You're just on the internet?
So crazy. Yeah, I'm just, bro, my screen time is crazy. My screen time's so crazy. I'll just be on sound.
I really don't like him. Yes, we did listen to it, Sour Girls Body Bags. We listened to it yesterday. It was really good. We did in yesterday's live. Joe Scott Morgan does an amazing job speaking of the Autopsy.
SoundCloud, just looking for like old demos and stuff, like Jeff Buckley demos, unreleased stuff, Radiohead's unreleased projects, things that didn't make albums. I'm just looking for the oddballs and the outliers of popular artist music, because I feel like when I'm making my own music and there's stuff that doesn't make the album, is low-key your best work. So I try to find the best work of these mythical. I want to pay homage to these artists, in which I do want 𝗀𝗏 and I do want Ghost with the Smiths, and I want to make sure that people know but it's like with the genre itself, nobody's really making stuff like that anymore, you know? and I don't want it to get lost in the history books, you know?
Why? Well, where's bedroom pop going? Isn't it the most obtainable way to make music?
Kind of, but it's such a broad spectrum. Like nobody's making like a bags. No one's making a Claro bags right now. No one's making like no one's making 3 Nights by Dom. Like no,
He
this
grosses
and that.
me out.
And then Dom will flip that switch and be like, yo, there's no structure, no chorus. The whole song is a verse. Go. And I'll just be like, okay. And he plays the beat.
What is attractive? What is it? Am I missing something? Joe Scott is the man he is. I admire his work. Wow, he's great. I want to listen more
I
about.
throw away a lot of music. So going to the throwaways and able to use a chorus from this or a verse from that and putting it into different songs, just reusing and recycling my own content, my own lyrics, and my own songs.
Feel It's a great song. How'd you get involved with Invincible?
Dude, oh my gosh. I love telling the story. So basically, so I didn't get this to take it home to record. And they wanted kind of a vibe that felt like they were flying, something very lightweight and very uplifting and very like positive, you know? This is a date. Like they're super happy. So I went back, I got the scene in my mind that
I'm just sitting here watching this, like, that you just stabbed her. And where's her body? Where's her body? Anyone?
And I'm like, what do you have in store? I'm just mumbling at that point. I get the verses out, and then he tracks the guitar, and Noah's insane. He's like a multi-instrumentalist.
I'm just not very impressed.
And then I say that, I did not know that you got me feeling, and love the feeling. It's like, oh, and then
I'm not impressed at all. In the rental. Yes, he does want to be different, which is wonderful. He sounds too smart. So why this excited? Listen, I believe that dark side has been present his whole life. I do.
for the world to see, and everybody loves it. And it's so crazy. It's literally back on the global charts right now. A year later, it's got longevity. It's so great.
What's it like seeing the song in the actual episode or over top of the scene that you were given originally?
That's even more rewarding because like my intention with that song too is to make it sound like they were listening to it in the episode. Like I want my sync to credit myself.
I'm just jumping to places of the interview, but you guys can watch the full one. I'll link it down below.
And I noticed people like the song. So the next montage I did with you and I was like, first Fortnite artist to use his own song in a montage, and I put the SoundCloud link in the description for the first time. And I go on Twitter the next day, everybody's using my song. I was like, yo, what? It might have been because it was royalty free. You could make money off your video if you use my song, but people actually liked it. I was getting positive comments like, yo, this is hard, this is fire, keep going, keep going. We want more songs from David. And I was like, okay. So I kept doing it,
He could have just taken the charges for being a PDF file. He didn't have to kill and dismember her, you guys. I don't know, like, what is that, like 10, 15 years? Depending, well, I guess it would matter if they had found the devices and the content, because it could be a lot more life, right? I guess assuming they didn't, and he just got charged for dating Celeste when she was underage. He chose to unalive her. What really makes me think that the FBI is going to get involved is the wiretaps. Yeah, I'm a legal assistant. From my knowledge, wiretaps are usually used in federal cases. Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you for that. You could be right. I'm so glad. I'm so glad that he was wiretapped.
that. And then I was in middle school band. When I was in 7th grade, I played the flute. I can still play the flute really good. And I quit that because I got homeschooled. I didn't quit, but I got homeschooled, so I couldn't play it anymore. And then after that, it was just like years and years of no music until I'm about to graduate high school, doing the Fortnite stuff, and boom, there it is.
He was homeschooled. Yes. Why? I'm curious.
We were listening to Lady Gaga and all the popular artists everybody was listening to. We never could listen to that because my parents just wouldn't let us. It was just like,
Oh, so strict household, eh?
and you know, she's always been this person that's wanted us to be very, very intelligent and smart. Everything we played in the house, music-wise, was just Bach, Beethoven, Mozart.
Oh, wait. So Hope says he's raised in a super religious home, only gospel and classical music. He heard his first song at 13. Now I have even more questions.
Gospel music, like classical stuff. instrumentals only. Like we didn't listen to any other music. There was no like, we weren't listening to Lady Gaga and all the popular artists everybody was listening to. We never could listen to that because my parents just wouldn't let us. It was just like straight classical stuff. So
In Houston.
in Houston,
Fascinating.
insane.
When did you decide to say, okay, I'm not going to be a professional gamer. Let me pursue music full time? Do you remember that moment where you're like, this is probably going to work out better than my original goal?
That moment happened the day I made Romantic Homicide, I think, because right after the Fortnite stuff was going
The day he made Romantic Homicide.
on, I moved to TikTok and started doing the covers because I started out as the meme thing. And then I made Romantic Homicide, and it was so different than everything else I had made because it was actually sad. It was slow. It was sad. It was emotional.
Was it about Celeste? Question mark. How has his family been through all of this? They didn't want to, they fought to show up at court. They didn't want to testify against him.
It had weight to it. Most of my other songs, like Take Me to the Sun and The Dirty Secrets before that, and You and I, they're all like these indie up-tempo records that you could just like do whatever to. And I played it for my mom. And whenever my mom hates something, I know it's cool. Like when I used to get up and get dressed for school in the morning, I put on this cool fit. She'd be like, take that off, put on a suit or something like that. You know, I knew it was cool if she hated it. I played it for her in the car. And she was like, David, this song is too violent. You're talking about killing people in your music? No, not.
Whoa. This is 5 days after Celeste.
My son. And I was like, wait, I might be onto something. Bro. So I dropped it right after that. And it went crazy. TikTok, viral, 1 million views overnight. I was like, oh yeah, we cooking, boy. We cooking, boy. So right at that moment, I was like, my mom has done it again. Because if she said, oh, because I was already skeptical about the song when I made it. Like, I was like, okay, maybe it's just too dark. I don't know what I'm doing. I held on to it for a minute until I decided to play it for my mom, and she hated it. And that was my cue. That was the you go do it. So after that, it was.
Yeah, I have questions. His parents are supporting him now. They are. They said they're standing behind him 1,000%.
It's just like it was history, man.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That is. Were you sad at the time of making it?
I was. I mean, dude, homeschooling really takes a toll on a kid. Like
isolation.
Yeah, and there's outlets like I know I'm talking to. I made a couple friends now that were homeschooled, but they had like these groups that they would go to like bi-weekly and just to socialize. But I didn't have that. Like there was no like extracurricular activities I was involved in. It was just me at home playing Fortnite, getting schoolwork done, learning how to code and build computers for 4 years. 4 years. So yeah, man, Romantic Homicide was just like, I wanted to feel what the other kids were feeling. Like everybody I knew, well, in middle school that I didn't talk to anymore, everybody had relationships. I didn't have a relationship. I wanted to do that. I wanted to be involved in this or have a heart.
Very isolated. He didn't have normal relationships, no more friendships. His parents support him because of the money. Did he transfer all of his money to his mom? I bet he did.
For myself, so I kind of just like made up these scenarios of myself getting heartbroken and being in love and stuff like that. And I would write songs about things that never happened. And that would just become my life.
Now it's all happening.
4 years, man. Yeah.
You're also raised in a very religious household.
Yeah, super.
Does God play a role in your life today?
Bro, the faith-based thinking and just...
Whoa, him talking about God right now after he just unalived Celeste and is doing this interview is blowing my brains.
Being grounded on the rock of God is just like, it helps me in so many aspects of staying level-headed and staying on the ground and staying realistic and not getting too big of a head. And my family is very, very supportive, and they're my support system, and they guide me through this whole thing. We have family Bible study every Saturday, you know,
Wow.
and I'm still trying to learn and grow more in the faith, and just keep myself super, I wouldn't say like normal, but keeping
I
myself.
wonder if he was homeschooled and if his parents knew he was disturbed from a young age, and maybe they figured the disturbing side of him could cause some issues. Being in a socialized setting, yes, exactly. Zero social abilities, no human connections. Some people can disconnect from reality. In this case, he's disconnecting him from his singer self.
So very sane. It helps me stay sane in this entire thing for sure. Yeah.
It is. What can you describe what is grounding about it? I mean,
Of course.
Family has a lot to do with it. Also, it's what you've known for a long time, so it brings you back.
Of course. I mean, I tweeted the other day, stay prayed up. Like, prayer is the most important thing. When you have, like, God is my therapist. Well, songwriting is a way for me to express myself. Before I write a song, I have to pray about it. And then I have to pray and, like, or not write a song, but before I release a song, I have to pray about, is this the right thing? But I'm also talking to him about the things I'm not writing about, and, like, the pain and hurt and all these.
So the Band-Aids that we saw in the pictures earlier, those were after he dismembered her, I believe. Here he doesn't have any injuries, but I guess if he would have unalived her, right?
Emotions that I feel, and
Maybe.
sometimes I get overwhelmed with this whole thing and before a tour and stuff like that. And how do I approach this the right way? How do I handle a situation properly? And how do I go about this and that? And I always talk to God before I do it. Am I doing this the right way? Am I doing this the right way? And then I come back, like, okay, have that mental clarity. It's like, it's
Wavy says God is your what? Exactly. Disassociation connected to being M-word. Quite possible it was pre-pandemic. Interesting. I forgot about that too.
It's such a relieving process to be able to pray and talk to God and hear his voice and be able to understand situations and comprehend life in such a multidimensional way, because there's so many different people that I come in contact with so many different personalities, and you have to kind of accommodate that, you know? And I don't want to come off as mean or rude to anybody. I always try to keep a very peaceful aura and just, you know, approach everybody with peace and love. So
did you pray on those records that were supposed to be your debut album? And is that how you realized they weren't right?
Yeah, it was that, and a mixture of my team kind of telling me, like, you got to stay David. I mean, 𝗍𝗲 told me that as well. And God will kind of send me messages through the people I'm around. When I was on tour with 𝗍𝗲, I was just backstage and I had gifted her.
Did God send you a message when you were around the child, Celeste?
Some sound bowls. She loves sound bowls. I give her some sound bowls. She was like, oh my God, thank you so much. And I asked her, like, how do you do this? I was in awe of her the entire tour. I was like, how did you get to this point? Like, you have this huge team with 10 tour buses and this huge production, and, like, there's dancers and guitarists doing backflips, and, like, how did you get here? And she was like, you just got to stay you, boy. You got to stay you. And I was like, okay. But it didn't click until, like, 9 months later, after I went through making a pop album that sounded nothing like me, and this that sounded nothing like me. It was just that her voice in my head, and God sending her that message to tell me. It's like, it all works together like that. It's so crazy.
It's not so crazy. It's disturbing.
Here with me as you did with Feel It, because they are kind of both based off either a TV show or a movie.
For sure. I mean, yeah, Here With Me I wrote after watching Up. So that was kind of a sync moment in itself. And when I'm writing songs directly inspired by things like Sky with Chicken Little, that's where I kind of, you know, get out of David. I'm able to have fun with it that way, you know?
He's such a fake. I feel that energy. Like, it's just all made up.
Auto-tune, she knows melodies. On crunch time with this album, like, it was about to be turned. Yeah.
I'm so confused.
But
this isn't who he really is at all.
But I also started to hate them as well. It became an inconvenience to wash my face. It became an inconvenience to sleep on them sometimes. They would just hurt.
You had 7 at one point.
Yeah.
I just feel like he tries so hard to be this person he's not. His personality is compartmentalized. Yeah. Because he's using God. I feel like a very dark energy, even just watching him.
1, 2.
Which I heard people in the courtroom were saying they felt that energy.
The album cover, I had them, but we had to Photoshop them out. I had them at the cover. Really? It was insane, bro. Nobody liked them, bro. Nobody liked them.
Do you miss them?
I kind of do. Sometimes I wake up and I look at the scars. I still have, like, a couple of scars. I'm like, man, that was the time.
Yeah.
Short-lived, like 3 months.
That much pain for 3 months. Was it worth it?
For the pictures, yeah, I got some pretty cool flicks. I got some cool iPhone pics, some Instagram pictures, you know.
No.
Intentional themes, intentional messages, and the second half of it is like, it feels like a release and a relief kind of period. The healing after the pain. It's whether it is like the painful grieving of this era, and then right after that is kind of like the healing process starts to start. So I'm very, very excited about that.
You mentioned Playboy Cardi. Would you guys ever work together? SZA, you say soon?
Soon, bro. Or the mouse and Tom and Jerry. But like, yeah, I love him so much. We have a couple of things we need to finish, but that's just another thing that's up to him to send me the files. Steve, please.
He's
Self-improving
disturbing.
artist of all time. He's like, every day is something better. And if he doesn't feel like what he made yesterday is as good as what he made today, today is a priority. Like, that's just how it goes with him. Yeah.
It's really special. You can listen to all of.
Yes, you're right. Indeed. This is the dark masquerading in light.
I love how your team told you not to wear something.
Yeah. I was kind of sad, but it's this thing I use to protect my hair. It's this silk.
Oh, I've seen this on TikTok. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so when I braid my hair, I get it all dolled up, but then I have to protect it when I sleep so it doesn't get all frizzy again because I like to blow dry it and use all these products. So I just wear this bonnet. But I loved wearing it so much. I just started wearing it as a fashion statement. Like, it's not even used to protect my hair.
David, you're not cool. You just unalived a child.
For like 6 hours still?
Yeah, I got my gaming laptop in my backpack in the green room waiting on me to come finish Assassin's Creed Shadows, bro. Like, bro, I'm on it, dude.
What are you pulling any inspiration from that actively? I mean, it has to seep into your life.
I've been playing a lot of story games and story-driven games, and a lot of the some songs on the deluxe are based off this game called Life is Strange.
Oh,
such a weird interview.
Connected with, the first couple songs I wrote weren't even about me, I was just writing about things my friends were telling me and making up scenarios and pulling things from thin air and movies and TV. And some of these songs are helping people in their daily lives and relationships and how to get over a breakup and things like that. So music is everywhere. And I just love being inspired by every single thing I come in contact with. It's beautiful.
You still do parkour?
Dude, yeah. I'm practicing new flips for Coachella.
What?
New flips.
You're going to flip?
I am.
Wait, shit.
Yeah.
Really?
Big flipper. Big
flipper. Wait, hold on. Like parkour flips or like a Benson Boone? Is it?
Let's go.
David, very cool. What are you thinking?
Well, what made you want to add Pokimane and Jason the Ween in the music video?
Oh, get back into the mix and support and have, people interact in the music world, in the streaming world. Like, I love doing that.
What do you think about musicians going to Twitch in a different way today?
I love it. I was watching DDG's hit-a-thon.
So good.
On Twitch. Yeah, I was like, this is what it's all about.
I watched Lizzo stream. She's amazing.
Dude, that's what it's all about, bro. Car world.
Like GTA, essentially. Fucking awesome.
I don't get how he's sitting here either. I wouldn't want to do interviews, but I guess he doesn't have a choice, right? If the label's having him do media.
One, bro.
So cool.
But it's $80. The game is $80.
The game?
Yeah, it comes out on the Nintendo Switch 2. And that console is $500, and to buy the game, it's $80.
Is 80 too expensive for a game?
Dude, yeah. Games are supposed to be like $50.
Interesting. But what if like maybe they make the case that like this isn't
for sure. Mario Kart or Sonic. Sonic is a great one.
Oh, so
Sonic is also a great one.
Classics. All of David's music's waiting for you. Withered, the album, plus those EPs, plus the 40 singles. Like whatever this man has made, it's waiting for you on Amazon Music.
Got it all.
We're gonna put a link below. You good?
Will you ever get this LeBron James feature?
Bro, I want, bro. So I've been.
No, he won't. Unfortunately, he will be serving his time in prison. Thank you, Nicola, for being here. He's going to the lake of eternal fire like his father, Satan. Thank you for being here, Nicola. 3 a.m. Thank you for staying up with us for the stream. Yeah, so nope, you're not getting that feature. You're going to be in the prison. That was from the Zach Sang show. So I will link everything. I'm gonna have to update all my descriptions tonight. We were deep in that rabbit hole for the last 3 hours. It's been fun. Justice for Celeste. Oh man, oh man. Some weird bromance bonding ritual. With everything we've seen in the Epstein files and where's her fingers, where's the blood? Did they drink the blood? I'm getting ahead of myself, I know. Too much true crime. But you know what I mean? They had to have disposed of it somewhere. Who helped? Who knew? Many questions, many questions. So the next hearing is on the 1st. Thank you, Hope, for being here. Appreciate you. Thank you for gifting and becoming a member. If there is a trial, I'm definitely going to be at the trial. That is my goal. Thank you, San Antonio, for subbing. You better say that, meow meow. Justice for Celeste, no cameras in next week's hearing, so we will be live, obviously covering it from SF Fisher and whoever is there. Thank you, meow meow, for gifting. Who got it? I can't ever see. It takes a minute for. Oh, Indy got it. Yay. That's very nice. Thank you, Kat Randall, for gifting. Thank you to everyone who is here viewing, chatting, live chatters, replay viewers, Kat, Tara, Wavy, Patricia, Hope, Jay, all for gifting and supporting. It really does make a difference. I appreciate that. And like I said, we will stay up on the David content. I will probably be covering more of it during the weekend. We're covering Laura Owens. If you're into that, we are covering 𝗠𝗲𝗹𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗁ँ we are covering Epstein files as well. So we kind of jump around from everything that is interesting. So make sure you guys please tap the like button on the way out. We will be back with more David Celeste coverage. And, you know, justice for Celeste. My heart breaks for her and her family. And I hope that David is not doing well in jail. I hope everyone has a good Friday night. Not David. Not David. Not D4VD, the pedo. Anyways, so I will see you guys on the next live. Please make sure you tap the like button. You have your notifications on. Sometimes it's good to reset them because YouTube does their thing. If I have to end up cutting some of this video out, which is probably going to be the music at the beginning, I will edit that out. But that is why I do put live chat on the screen. So because when you edit a video, it disables the live chat. So if I have to edit that out for YouTube purposes, I will. But I will be, like I said, continue to cover the Celeste and David case. Shout out to all of you guys for being here and supporting. I love, 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 and appreciate all of you and the replay viewers as well. I will catch you all on the next live. Hearts. Bye.